Oh, you guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
All right, good. All right, so let's see here. Last we left off, you guys were exploring the temple that you're unsure of where you are right now, but it seems to be some sort of temple or some such dedicated to Anam. Does everybody know who Anam is?
God of the Giants.
Yeah,
He's the
sort of.
boss god of the Giants.
Yeah, that's right.
Who?
That's right. And I
Tony
think
Danza of the Giants.
Tony Danza the Giants. I like that. Yep. All right. So I think we had people on separate floors. You guys are on the ground floor. And as you're on the ground floor, Emin's on the second floor exploring, and Kareem, I believe, climbed all the way up to the third floor, is currently suffering from a level of exhaustion, and then it's kind of like, exploring around there. And Kareem, you're kind of like on the section of the hand. I don't know if you can see my hand on the screen,
Yeah.
but you're like on the section of the hand where this part looks to be some sort of room filled with like a brownish type of lichen, and in between, you climbed up from a room that was roughly about here, and I'll kind of like bring you to that map for a second, just so you understand what I'm talking about.
No, I remember.
Okay, good.
Because I saw it, yeah.
Yeah. What I didn't mention to you was that there is a door there that as you're looking around, you notice that it is open, but just barely, just enough for like you to slip through, because it's like maybe about a foot or two wide, the opening. But as you're doing that,
Well, my character wasn't going to explore. He was just going to wait for the others.
okay. So as you're doing that, the people who are on the ground floor, as Moog is essentially like drinking the fish soup that you guys had made for her, you see the globe start moving, kind of like inching forward, as if it's being rolled into the room. This globe right here, the one that I'm moving, it's kind of like moving forward very, very slowly, and you can hear it grinding on the stone. And Moog she doesn't kind of look that phased by it, but she does turn her attention toward it, and she's like slowly starting to put the cauldron down on the ground. What is everybody else doing on the ground floor?
Do we see this? I know we see this, right?
Everybody does see it because it makes a kind of like a loud, it's not super loud, but it's loud enough that you guys notice it and can turn in that direction. Oh, but just as that begins to happen, Eric, number one, I don't remember the number scheme here that we're using for you guys. I just like Eric and Eric. That's a lot easier.
Thornbur and Emin.
I do know that Emin had done something. He had just cast a spell, yeah? I don't know if because my keyboard for some reason is not working. Come on. Oh, come on, keyboard. Why are you doing this to me?
Because you don't treat it nicely. Also, you can fit in whatever I was doing whenever it's convenient for you. You should see it if you scroll up a few lines on the chat, because I can still see it.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys hear what sounds like a loud, what's the best way to make it sound? Like a knock sound? But it's super, super loud. Like it reverberates throughout the entire temple. Especially for people that are close to the door to the north. So it's more like a series of knocks, like I would say that it sounds like that. So that was essentially what you just cast, Eric. Opens up that door that you were facing, that's to the north. I don't know if you remember your area, but you had like a door to the south and to the north.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you put us all on the ground floor on the map.
I did. But
yeah, it's fine. No, I
to
remember what it
keep
looked
you
like. It
guys
was
all on
narrow
the same
hallway.
screen.
Yeah. I don't need to see it.
All right. So what's everybody doing? We'll start with Kareem.
Waiting.
All right. Despite hearing the knock sound, you wait.
Oh, I heard it?
Yeah.
Was it ground floor?
Everybody heard
It
it.
seemed like it came from below you.
I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. What are you doing, Susan?
Looking around. I'm like, what was that? Why is the giant rock moving?
I guess I'll wait for screams. Okay, I'll be more specific.
You're waiting for screams. Got it.
What?
All right. Jay, what are you doing?
I would like to go up, but there's big ladder steps, and I can't. I'm not strong enough for that.
Big
So
ladder steps.
I give up.
The ladder steps are too big for you? All right. Are you doing anything else?
The two strong guys barely made it up. I'm not gonna make it up.
I don't know if Emmett's
I'll go
really a
over
strong guy,
here.
but sure.
Go touch the
He
giant
kind of
rock.
floated up. He didn't really climb at all.
I'll stand in the middle of this circle and try and knock on this door. Hello.
Oh, you're down there. So you're essentially, you don't care about the moving globe. You're just going right past it and you're knocking on the door.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm kind of
well,
running
as you
after
begin,
him. Where
as
are you going?
As you
Careful.
do that and you start moving south, and I guess Thornbury, you're following him.
Yeah. Once I see Zinfeld take off,
Okay.
I'm worried about her. I start following.
All right. Well, you see a large looming shadow, and in the form of what looks like a very, very large giant come into view. The giant itself has bluish skin, almost like the color of deep glacier ice. You notice that he's got what could be best described as like the skull of what you imagine a dragon would look like, but it definitely looks like some sort of lizard creature atop his head, horned, with its lower jaw missing, as if he's wearing it like a helmet. And he's covered in furs that are atop a suit of heavy plate armor. And slung across his back, where you can see like the axe blade kind of sticking out of the left side of his lower back. Like I said, it's a slung weapon. You see what kind of looks like a very, very large fanged axe. And he's pushing on the globe just enough so that he can kind of squeeze past it and into the room. And both you and Zinfil immediately see him first. And you see like slight beads of sweat like on his brow, and otherwise he's got like a really thick white beard that comes down to like his chest. I'm going to show you real quick what he looks like before you do anything more.
Are you Harshnag?
What?
Harshnag.
Oh, hold on a second.
The giant who Serana saw his tracks back in the first the first village we were in. God damn it. What was its name?
Nightstone?
Nightstone?
Yeah, that one.
We have our name. We're like Stonesworn. So I'm like.
Details.
I'm not even
guy.
here.
So he stops for a moment and like a little bit huffing and puffing. He says, "How you know the name of Harshnag, little one?" And he kind of like crouches and he furrows his brow like suspiciously at Zinfel, but not threateningly. And when he comes into full view like that, that's when like Moog and who else was in that room? Zorana also see him.
Hiding behind
Winter kind of takes a couple steps back to like almost hide behind you, because this guy is huge and heavily muscled. And Moog, even she seems like a little bit in awe. And you kind of hear her say something under her breath, and only Zinfel barely makes it out. You can tell that she says Frost Giant in Giant. And Emin, since you're on the closest floor, you can almost hear what sounds like a deep voice booming, because it obviously belongs to some sort of large creature, come up from the lower level below. And Kareem, you just barely make out something as well.
It's probably nothing.
Well, you don't know what they say. So, the Frost Giant did just ask Zinfel a question.
We have heard of you in our travels. You were at Goldenfields, weren't you? You were driving off some of the giants, or ogres in the back.
He clears his throat kind of uncomfortably, and he says, "Oh yes, that was me, and Harshnag is my name. And who do I have the pleasure of meeting today?" As he leans in and looks at Zinfel from head to toe.
I am Zinfel Emberbrand of Neverwinter.
And are you the leader of this party, Zinfel? As his eyes scan the rest of the people in the room. When they fall upon the hill giant, he gets like a really not a suspicious look in his eyes, but he kind of gets this like look in his eyes like of hatred, like you kind of see it flash for a brief moment.
No, I'm not the leader.
You seem like a leader to me since you're doing all the talking.
Well, sure, for right now. There are better
I only
talking
see
to me,
3 of you here, but I know that you have more. Oh, and that elk, as he points up a stubby, large finger.
Yes. Come in.
I think I'm already inside, aren't I?
Well, I'll show you everyone. There's Stormbearer.
He slings the axe over his shoulder, and he like holds it in his hand, just kind of like in the same position that he's holding it now. And he says, Thornbur. And?
Zorana.
The one with the belts. Oh. Yes, introduce yourself, all.
Zorana, this is Winter, the elk. Don't even.
We have a few people upstairs. We just kind of got in here and we're exploring. Some of us are exploring the upper levels.
Exploring indeed. Tell your friends to come down. And this hill giant doesn't happen to be troubling you, is she? If you can call it a she. Thing looks like a man.
She's a nice lady.
Moog doesn't even realize that he's talking about her until like you guys all look at her and she's like, "I'm not man," she says incredulously. Me, Moog. She says, "Don't want trouble, Frost Giant. These friends now, they feed Moog." And he looks at you guys and he says, "You fed a hill giant?"
Just some soup.
Why not?
She's lost her husband
Someone's
recently.
hungry.
She needed
The
comfort.
ordering shit.
Oh no, not all at once. I can't make out what they're all saying when all your little voices start yapping at each other. You're like dogs.
What brings you here?
What brings me here? To help your puny asses. That's what brings me here. Did you even search those stone giants outside?
Yeah.
That's where the
Not yet.
soup
Fishes
came
a
from.
pouch into like what looks like his pants. Well, not a pouch. He puts his hand inside of his pants, and he pulls
my.
out He pulls out something.
Oh wow!
It looks
Oh,
like a
rather
large. It
Why?
looks like a large leather.
Oh,
like sheet.
no, leather.
like a large leather sheet that seems like it was folded up, almost like a handkerchief.
Alright.
Hey, sometimes we miss things. That was perfect.
It just looks
Yes.
like a big piece of leather to me.
I guess I can't blame you. He says, did find this inside of one of the stone giant's boots. Not that I expect you to take it off or anything. It's probably as big as you.
We're not gonna dissect the poor men.
He
Giants.
takes it and he like kind of chucks it on the floor in front of you guys. And it unravels, it kind of like unfurls as he does so, almost like a playing card, like, you know, he was tossing a playing card onto the ground. And you can tell, even though it's slightly wrinkled because he just chucked it there, that there is writing on it and what looks like some sort of makeshift drawn map.
A map. Let me see that map.
Moog seems obviously, kowtowed, like almost intimidated. She's very, very quiet and just her eyes are like really, really wide, just watching your interaction with Harshnag. I'm gonna give Eric and Kareem another opportunity. Are you guys doing stuff up there, or are you coming down?
As soon as I'm called, or I hear yelling.
You definitely hear voices talking. One voice in particular sounds like it's much, much louder than your friends, and you don't recognize it.
Nobody called for me.
No one has called for you to my knowledge.
So I guess I'm just waiting.
Okay. What about Emin?
I'm assuming nothing happened when the door opened.
Nothing happened. What you do see is you don't get any smells, no sound, and the room looks completely dark. Except for what you could tell seems like faintly shimmering light that's coming from the ceiling of the room that you just opened, and it vaguely reminds you of starlight.
So there's some half-elf chick trapped, chained to the ceiling on a celestial clock that's going to open, rip her in half. Great. I've done this before.
Eric's referring to one of my previous adventures from a very, very long time ago. Oh, no, there is no half-elf chained to the ceiling.
Fucking shit. So if there's nothing interesting in there, I'll go check out what the sounds are, because noises are more interesting than silence, usually, unless you're hunting like displacer beasts.
Alright, fair enough. So you start going down the ladder?
No, I bounce down the stairs, jumping on snowflakes,
Okay.
because that's what the glyphs look like when I fly down. It's like Madoka Magica, except it's glyphs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, you're downstairs in no time because I think you move at like 20 feet around. So you see, I don't know if you were paying much attention, but you see the scene that I previously described. There's a Flarsh giant obviously in the room, looks like this. And he seems to be talking to the people. And Zinfel just went over to what looks like a large leather tarpet or some sort of, sheet on the ground that's slightly wrinkled, and she's like flattening it out and trying to read it, right? Is that what Zinfel's doing?
Yes.
Okay.
She's obsessed with writing in maps. I'm sure it's one of those.
So
I just walk
immediately,
up to
from what you
Winter.
could tell, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Evan.
Oh, I was just saying, I walk up to Winter. I place my character there.
Sure.
Did you bring Kareem with you?
No, it's not my day to watch him.
What's he dicking around up there for?
I don't know. He's a big boy. Greetings, tall one. Are you sent by the All-Father?
I'll go grab him.
Oh, Father, no, I came on my own. He says, what might I call you?
Emin Silverwind, Minister of Ao. And who are you?
Harshnag. That's my name.
You were
That's
the
with
one.
a G, not a CK at the end, as he looks at Zinfel.
Oops.
Assaulting the other hill giants from the back. Thank
Correct
you for
my
your
notes.
assistance.
Yeah, that's right. I did help you out with that, except I wasn't the one fighting hill giants. That was the lot of you. It was me taking care of those ogres with those goblin chuckers on their back, if I recall.
Truthfully, I can't tell the difference between an ogre and a hill giant.
Well, you have one right in front of you, which apparently
Oh.
you befriended.
Well,
Yeah, she
was
looks kind of
ugly.
ogre-ish to me.
Well, I can assure you she's twice the size of an ogre. Gee, adventurers. And he says, he looks at, so first, Emin, you're kind of sagacious. You're well read, you know, you have the sage background. I'm going to give you a free history check. That's not free.
Meaning
Yeah, I want
you
you to
want
make a history check.
Me to roll it?
I want you to
Okay.
roll one, yes, please. Are you coming down now, Kareem? Since Zorana's tapping the ladder?
Have I been called?
Get your ass down here!
That's a yes.
Kareem climbs down.
Exhaustedly.
Exhaustedly.
Very nice, very nice. So first thing, a couple things you know about Harshnag right off the bat. Apparently he is legendary, very, very well known in Waterdeep. He is known primarily as the largest member of a group of notoriously destructive adventurers called Force Grey. The rumor is that he is believed to be hundreds of years old, and that he is a fierce opponent of evil giants. Number two is the axe that he's holding in his hands is recognizable. That is supposedly Harshnag wields a weapon called Gert's Great Axe, which is a very, very old weapon, probably close to at least 1,400 years old, that perhaps belonged to the Uthgardt barbarians of the Sword Coast. Okay. In particular, it was taken from a frost giant lord in the past named Gert that fell to Uthar Gardolfsson, who was a leader of the Uthgardt barbarians, and then was apparently buried with Gert a long time ago. I'm sorry, with Uthgar a long time ago. So, but the Great Axe itself belonged to the actual frost giant lord. I'm sorry if I totally muddled up that story.
No, that
why
makes sense.
why it's in Harshnag's hands now, you have no idea, but it looks pretty recognizable from previous days spent researching stuff in libraries. How you know that, you don't know, but for some reason it
How I
comes to
know
you.
is not important.
For some reason it comes to you.
Book.
Okay. Is there more information forthcoming, or is that the end of my brain download?
That was the end of your brain download. I'll switch to Zinfo at the moment. So Zinfo, from what you could tell, there seems to be writing on it, and on top of that, it shows what looks like a roughly drawn map. Primarily, it's hard to figure out like what the map actually is because you don't see any markings of any towns. But you do see that there are a number of distinguishable landmarks, and for you to figure out approximately where the map is pointing to or what area it's showing, I need you to make me a history check.
History. Oh.
So it's really hard to figure
upside
out.
down.
Yeah. All you could tell is that the starting point seems to be what looks like a gorge of some kind, and the ending point seems to be like there's a dotted line that like kind of goes through a bunch of mountainous and foresty regions, but mostly mountains, and then it ends up like next to a really, really large wood, and then the final destination, which is circled, perhaps with charcoal or some other ink, is what looks like to you a hand rising out of the ground. So that's clearly where you are now, but the origin point is much harder to figure out. In terms of the writing that you see, the writing is written in a very distinctive script, almost stylized in the sense that it is very blocky, but it is clearly written in giant. And as you're reading it, although the letters are really large, you do make out the following. It says, "The earth trembles. The hand of Anam will rise from the hills where stars fall from the skies. Chant the phrase and pay homage," or homage, if you want to be French. And then it says, "O Anam, the prime, the progenitor of worlds, or progenitor of worlds, the great creator, guide us with your divine will." And then it says, "So saith the Steinfang," and then it's signed, Thane Kyalithica.
Isn't this a beaut?
So I'll type all that out because obviously,
Yeah.
it's a lot of information
Giant's
there.
Gate.
Stein.
That's what I heard.
That's no Steinfang. That's stone something. Rock something.
Can't read giant, but I want to see if I can more or less pinpoint this map and the location.
Yes.
Do you know this forest?
Probably.
They all look alike to me.
I know.
Big, scary,
And the only
green
one big
things.
one.
Well, the big forest probably near the hand itself is the Neverwinter Wood. That much
Process of
you can figure
elimination.
out. But yeah, you can make me a what did I say before? History check, please, Serana. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not really sure either where the starting point is. You just know that it sort of looks like a gorge of some kind.
Gorge.
Thornbur walks up and says, "Hey, that looks like a hand. That's cool."
Oh, you must be the smart one.
Oh,
Yeah, Thornbird, do you know maps and shit?
that's it.
Take a look at this map.
Did you follow
Looks
this
like-
map here? Harshnag?
No,
he said he
no, I
found it in
told
the
you.
boot.
I found it in the boot of one of the stone giants outside.
Oh.
He said,
Yeah, he's
How
not the
they
smart. She's
made
not
it.
the smart one.
That's not to say that I haven't been following these giants around for a while. He says, you just happened to get here before I did. And good job, because you managed to kill them. Would have been a tough fight for me, but you seem to be able to hold your own. And that's a good thing.
It's kind of what we do.
So you're a giant who kills other giants.
I mean, I'm pretty sure other giants still kill other giants.
Like I said, you
Nope,
must
that's
be
great.
the smart one.
You're my favorite giant I've met yet.
That's silly to say. It's like saying humans don't kill other humans. Of course they do.
Oh well,
See,
They
now
do?
this girl knows what she's talking about.
I never thought about it that way. I just kind of figured they were all on one team.
We're not all
Now,
bad.
Thornbur, that's racist.
My kin may be bad, but I'm an exception. You ever heard of that Drist fellow up north? An Icewind Dale? Well, consider me the frost giant version of that.
I have no idea. What
Except
you're
not as
talking
pansy.
You dual wield?
Hells no, he said. I got
You have
Bert's
a
great
panther?
axe here, and that's good enough for me.
Nice, like Zephyros. We know Zephyros.
You do now. I thought he probably would have crashed his tower into a mountainside by this point.
Probably. I mean, he does have a twitch of an itch in his
A
eye.
twitch of an itch. What in the hells does that mean?
He's a little, yeah.
Weird. I think that she's looking for the word weird.
Well, the
He's
fellow
nice,
was
though.
always weird, from what I hear. I think I only met him once, and that wasn't passing.
Oh,
One
he
of
was
those
pretty
wizardy
good, I
types.
guess. Yeah, I guess you giants aren't all bad now that I think about it. I never really thought about it.
Again, that's like saying humans aren't all bad when you think about it.
Alright, well, anyway. This is something, isn't it? And he's looking around. And he says,
Pretty cool.
do you even know what you're standing in? And as he sees the statue of Anam, he says, would you look at that? And you see he goes down on one knee and he bows his head reverently. And then just as quickly as he did so, after like a short pause, he rises.
A holy
Common
giant
sense.
to boot. Man, I like this guy.
No, but I do know my place when I'm in such a holy place. He realizes that he says the word place twice, so he pauses and kind of just thinks to himself, and then he goes back and he says, no, we're in someplace special. I heard about something like this existing, but I've never actually seen it for myself. He says, I came here before. Back when probably the tip of that middle finger at the top of this very hand was the only thing that was sticking out of the ground.
Did you go inside?
I did. I left a map.
Hello, by the way.
He says, I'm Mulhorandi. I wouldn't have expected to see your kind.
I
You're
don't
far
think
from
anyone
home.
does. I am far from home. That is true.
And what do you call yourself, sir?
My name is Kareem Anzar. Nice to meet you.
Harshnag. And points a thumb at his chest. That's with a G at the end.
So what are we doing here?
Well, as I was saying, I did leave a map when I visited here last. He says, you see, I've been looking for a temple. He says, someplace where I can go get some answers as to what the hells is going on.
Hey, that's what we're trying to do.
You mean about the ordning being shattered?
I knew this one had the brains in the group. He says, yes, that's right, about the ordning being shattered. We need to ask the Almighty himself and find out what in the hells is happening. He says, all I know is that there's something going on. The storm giants no longer have any power to keep the smaller giants in check, and that King Hecaton of the storm giants has gone missing. I heard about your exploits, and it just happens that I've been sort of following any leads that I had on where the stones store and have been heading around. That's what you call yourselves, isn't it?
Indeed.
Indeed.
He nods his head kind of approvingly, and he says, not a bad name.
Yes.
Smart
Well,
one.
thank
came
you.
with it.
Team effort.
Well, anyway, it's my firm belief that this temple here can help us find what I've been looking for. The Eye of the Allfather. A great temple to Anam and the rest of the stone giant gods, where we can ask the Oracle the questions that we need answers to.
Should we get in a circle of prayer and hold hands?
That sounds great.
No,
Who's
it
the-
ain't gonna be that easy.
I don't know. Take a wild
Wait,
guess.
what's the Oracle?
He says, Oh, the Oracle is a sacred thing. He says it's a divine font for Anam's power itself. It has the power to answer any question asked of it. Do you know, do you realize what that means, Kareem?
We can find sandwiches.
Is it limited to one
He looks
question?
at the rest of you guys. No, it doesn't mean we can find sandwiches. Are all your friends idiots? And he says to Zorana.
What? Brains of the group. You didn't know?
But first, he slaps his axe in his hands. First, we gotta take care of this hill giant.
No, she's nice.
We already took care of her. We fed her. She's calmed down. It's
Yeah.
fine.
See, she's taken care of.
Moog looks
I don't know,
completely
guys. I
frightened.
mean, if he wants
and
to kill her.
Despite her large size, she tries to hide behind Winter. No hurt, Moog, she says. Moog never do anything. Just want to find Rock and go back. And he says, I will... Harshnag speaks up and he says, I wouldn't trust the hill giant. Bound to turn on you in any moment. Might even stuff one of you in its big old mouth. You know, hill giants have a game. It's called Stuff. And what they do is they try to fit as many of one thing inside of their mouth, and the person that spits it out first is the person that loses. He says, you ever seen Stuff played with halflings? It's not a pretty sight.
Well,
Lord.
good thing Winter is sharp, and he has horns. You know.
Yeah, Moog's all right. She hasn't done anything to hurt us, surprisingly.
We could just tell her to leave.
Or you could calm down because frost giants and their winter wolves run around terrorizing people, turning them into ice blocks, then eating them like corpsicles. So relax. We're not judging you based on your other kind.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't we just
That's
establish this whole racism thing?
Alright, make me a persuasion check. Emin and Thornburr, because you guys were sort of assisting each other, one of you will get advantage. Whoever decides to make the roll.
Make the roll, Emin.
Go ahead.
I mean, sure. I'd be willing to let this one go.
No.
Persuasion
Actually
check.
have a positive
Yeah,
check.
persuasion.
Oh, wow.
See, terrible rolls, a 5 and a 6. You could have done much better.
Alright, so he says, well, I thought the girl was the smart one, but it looks like you got a smart mouth too.
Oh, I'm the pretty one. She's the smart one.
He gives a hearty
Dark
laugh.
out.
He says,
I didn't mean that to be offensive. I apologize.
fine. The hill giant can
don't
stay.
disagree.
She
I
has
don't know
an
what this business is about her losing her husband or whatever the case is, but I don't really care. Just keep her out of my way. I want to
Actually-
explore this place and find out where the eye
care.
is.
Because there's another hill giant that's running around harassing and stirring up all this revolt. Moog, what was her name, the one who stole your husband?
Go, she says. And he says, oh, yeah,
You may recognize that from Golden Fields.
I do, actually. I beat it out of one of the ogres, but he couldn't tell me where this place was. Called it a big hill, a river hill,
Grudhog.
something like that. Yeah, Grudhog, that was it. He says, wait a minute, I got an idea. Maybe this hill giant knows how to get there. Maybe, just maybe, we can take Guh out of power.
I mean, that
I like
was
the
on
way
our
you
list
think.
of things to do.
Right.
So
What is that?
We'll follow Moog there.
Follow
I think
Moog to.
Luke seems really
Red
excited
Hot.
at this. She says,
Oh,
yeah. Guh should be removed. Guh should be killed. And with Your help will do it. And she seems like really excited at that, and she slams her fists onto the ground and kind of jumps up and down.
Oh, don't
See?
spill the fish soup.
Now it's a party.
Well, she's done
Giant
with that fish soup.
apocalypse.
He says, alright, fine. I think it's a good idea. Maybe after all we will keep Moog alive here. But I still want to search out the rest of this temple. He says, who knows what's going to happen? The hand might retreat back into the earth, and then the knowledge with it gone.
Should we not be in it when that
Wait,
happens?
wouldn't we die?
Yeah, that'd probably
No,
be a
we
good
would
idea.
Just be stuck.
Okay, then. Dinner
Find
time's
this
over.
oracle.
Let's
I'm
go find
walking away.
things.
Alright, well, have you taken a look around? Did you see anything out of the ordinary?
I was starting to, then I heard this booming voice from downstairs. And it turned out to be you. Hello.
Giant
Alright.
hole in the floor there.
Why am
I
I
had-
heading upstairs?
I saw something also, but I was waiting for my friends to come, and they didn't.
Oh, also, what's that
Oh,
giant?
sorry, you
bottomless
think
pit?
we're your friends.
Well, everybody here's my friend except for you.
Now, children.
Calm down, everyone. We're just emotional. We got in a big fight.
Winter,
We're tired.
Winter's my friend.
Hate it when mommy and daddy fight.
Right, Winter?
Oh.
Winter kind of like turns his head.
You betrayed me.
Anyway, alright.
Arshnag. That
Yeah.
giant hole, the bottomless pit, mist goes into it. That's not the oracle, is it?
What are you pointing at? Giant hole?
The thing behind you.
You mean next?
No.
Just runes in the ground.
First of all, so it's just a circle of runes in the ground with a kind of like a hole in the middle of the circle. And I don't know if you recall, or if anybody actually wrote this down, but those runes actually say something very specific. They say, here, dream. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'll just post this in the chat once my.
Here dreams Chalcedon, the sleeper must awaken.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody's been reading David Lynch.
Oh man, why is my keyboard being such a pain? Anyway, yes, but that is true. That's what it says. Thank you for remembering it.
Who's Chalcedon? Do you know? I don't recognize the name.
Hells if I know. And he slings the axe back on his back, and he starts moving the globe back toward the door.
Oh, hey, about that axe. Did you dig up the grave of the youth guard, or did somebody bring it to you?
He gives you a look. He's like, listen, man, I just met you.
So,
You don't ask Harshnag about the axe.
You have to
He's
take
a
him on
murder
date.
hobo like we are. He plundered it.
I'm just gonna scratch my head. But I just did. I'm confused.
Well, don't do it again, he says. It's very personal to me, alright? I wouldn't ask you about your dick, would I?
I'd probably answer. So you're descendant of the line of Johnny King's lost. You understand reclaim lost things.
Let's just say I didn't steal it. How about that?
I just said, oh, so you're from descendant of the line of lost giant king that had it stolen from them. That's all I get to say. Whether it's the truth or not, you know, it was a frost giant axe originally. I was just curious, making conversation, you know.
Alright, anyway. So he looks at it and he reads and he says, yeah, no idea who Chalcedon is, but it's probably the dude on the door.
What?
Oh.
The
I
door?
didn't see that.
So, if you recall, when you first were standing in front of the door that's directly to the south of the circle, there was a figure on it, and it looked to be a stone giant sitting cross-legged with a crown of kind of like jagged pieces of rock sticking up out of his forehead and top of his head. And he's kind of like in a stance or in a seating position of meditation. His eyes are closed and he looks kind of happy, like his lips are slightly upturned. And above his head, kind of like in the clouds and nebula, there seems to be carved into the door numerous constellations of like a starry night sky. You guys remember this now?
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Yes.
No, that never happened. That's okay. I'm remembering it for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's
It gives you
not
the
the
impression that the person, the giant that's like, you know, in that meditating position is dreaming of the stars. Emin, since you are kind of like near the circle at the moment, is that right?
Yeah, I was walking over
Or
following
kind of looking
Harshnag.
at it?
I just didn't move my character.
Yeah.
Because he was rolling
Um,
bolt.
You can tell that divot, that hole that's in the middle of the circle, is just the right size for that large stone cylinder that you saw covered in runes in the room to the north. So if you remember how I described that thing, it looked like a long stone cylinder covered in runes, but you couldn't really read them because they were separated out. And on
Yeah,
the
I
bottom and top of it, there were kind of like these dowels that were sticking out.
Yeah, I remember. I thought, when you described that circle of runes, I thought that whole 10 by 10 area was an open pit. And the mist was falling into it, into oblivion.
No, it's not a pit.
Right. Hey, Harshnag, could you help us put a cylinder in place over here? Something cool might happen. Might be the Oracle. Here, come here, I'll show you.
Like a giant rolling pin.
I wave him behind me and walk into the other room.
Sure. So
Make some bread.
he follows you, and he says, "Yes, this is what we need. I recognize this thing. It's a speaking stone. Stone giants use it, and they use it for stories. You see how all the runes are spaced out like this? Impossible to read." And he begins to pick it up. He says, "Whoa, this thing is heavy." He says,
Maybe
"See, the
Moon
way it
will give
works
you a
is that
hand.
you have to spin it upright. You put it someplace, and as it spins, it's sort of like a corkscrew. It's only readable as you're spinning it. And then you can only read half of it. Then you gotta flip it over, and then you're able to read the other half."
Cool. Do you think you could help us out with that?
Sure. It's a good thing you have me around, right?
That's right. See, you don't know this, but you're divine intervention. I said a prayer to the All-Father about an hour ago, and here you are, helping us out. So, you can put that in your resume.
Right. He takes the thing and he like hoists it up, and you could tell like it's like carrying a large caber or something. You know, it is heavy for him, but he's managing it. And he, frost giants are stronger than stone giants, and he takes it on his shoulder and he walks it over to where the hole is, and he drops it inside carefully. Who's snickering there? All right, I hope you're ready to read.
I can't read giant.
No one can read giant.
So he starts spinning it, And as he does so, you can start to see words start to form. Just the motion of the runes themselves start to form themselves into giant runes, which in essence begins to display what can be best described as a poem written in giant. Give me 1 second. All right. So it says, "Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." But you could tell it's only half of it. You got that?
That's some trippy stuff, man.
Are you, is Zinfo and Emin actually reading it, I assume?
I am, and I'm jotting down notes.
Okay. He
Does it
I
flips
think we
it.
need some dream mist to kind of appropriately understand this stuff.
He flips it and then he starts
Just saying.
spinning it the other way, counterclockwise. And this is the second half. It says, "I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, Anam, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Anam, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?"
That was a lot of words.
I don't know. Sounds like Giants experimenting with undead. So we're gonna have giant liches running around. It's gonna be awful.
What?
Wait, what does it say, guys?
I didn't get that at all.
Oh, maybe my translation was bad. Let's compare notes.
I thought it was more about the water, like the beach or the ocean.
No, life slipping away, death wanting to claim onto it. That always leads to undeath. That's nasty business. Giants,
But the-
liches, vampires, that sort of thing.
Talking about the shore and the golden sand and well,
I mean, there's an ancient legend about the only elvish vampire. So his hair was golden. Just saying, weird things happen.
Anyway, that's the full. That is the full poem.
At least it's better than the dragon poem.
oh
That's
yeah,
right.
Dragon-
Yeah, you're right. That was just. Ugh.
Talking in that giant voice kills my throat. All right. So anyway, so right when he he looks at Emin and he says, "You done yet?"
What happens if you spin in the other direction on the same side?
As you do so, you notice that the words just look like they're running backward.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Until you hear what sounds like the sound of a stone grinding on stone, and then a loud click that reverberates. He looks at him and he says, "All right, you got the beauty and the brains." He flips it over and he puts the other side in. "Shall I spin it?"
Oh, I thought that was a given.
Definitely.
That's Elvish for yes.
He starts spinning it counterclockwise because he tried clockwise the first time, and although the words read backwards, he does so till you hear a loud click, and then it stops moving entirely, like he can't move it anymore. And when that happens, you actually see the stone door to the south here begin to descend into the ground.
Sweet.
going on?
Here we come, Lich Giants.
Shit.
Like a key.
He takes a step back, grits a great axe in his hands, and what you actually can see is that like a purple light seems to be emanating from the inside of the room. And from what you could tell, it almost looks like the inside of the room is the inside of a giant geode, perhaps made from amethyst. You can see that the walls and floor, and even the ceiling itself, are these sharp, giant amethyst purple crystals.
That's so cool. I walk into the room.
Be
As you
careful.
walk into the room, anybody else following him?
Yeah.
Mesmerized.
I like walk to the edge, but kind of peek in.
Go in.
A little nervous.
I'm following.
All right.
Push you in.
You guys are all checking this out.
I go in and I try and touch the giant crystal formations.
Yeah, the floor itself is not covered in them, but the entire room does look that way. And just give me a moment. Come on. I don't know what the hell's going on with my wireless keyboard today, but it is being very annoying. Okay, so first the thing that you notice is that it seems very sterile in here, and the sounds of the rooms beyond, kind of like I don't know if you remember me describing this, but there's kind of like a low hum throughout the entire main central chamber that you guys were standing in, but it sounds even more muffled in here. And from what you could tell, the air is really sterile. Like it's been almost stagnant. Like this area has been sealed off for a very long time. And as you walk into the room, there's no real big distinguishing features, except for the east side of the room actually has what looks like a stone giant, kind of standing there, half buried, half part of a stalactite that seems to be rising up out of the ground. I think that's a stalactite, or is that a mite? I can't remember.
Mite's bottom,
Mite's
tight is
bottom.
top.
So, stalagmite rising up out of the ground, where the upper half of the stone giant's body seems to be sticking up out of it.
Almost like he was sitting in the half lotus position and it formed around him.
Yes, yeah. And you can see that he's covered in a thin layer of stone, but he seems to be the stone seems to be breaking apart before your very eyes.
Oh shit! Get out of there!
Are you guys doing anything?
I just stand there and wait for him to wake up. I address him by name when his eye cracks open.
Yep. So as you do so, you see that he starts rolling his shoulders and he starts peeling away some of the stone on his face, and he starts breaking away the stone that's encapsulating the rest of his body, binding him to that position. And he lets out a large, stifled, very long yawn. That kind of reverberates throughout the entire chamber.
Happy birthday!
Good afternoon.
And he says, so tired. Such a long sleep I've had. And his eyes start to flutter open. And he sees kind of everybody standing in the room, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He rises
Talking.
up to full position, And you can see he's very tall, not as tall as Harshnag, but definitely taller than Moog, didn't even come into the room. She just like stayed behind and is watching from a distance. Oh, visitors to the Hand of Anam. Welcome. I am Chalcedon.
Hello.
Greetings, Ancient One. We're in need of your wisdom. Are you the keeper of this temple?
A keeper? A keeper? Ah, yes, the only keeper. It is I, Chalcedon, the sleeper. Although I sleep no more, I dream a waking dream. Are you a dream?
Oh.
So he leans down and looks down at you guys. It's been so long, I don't remember.
We are not a dream.
Are you sure?
This is Inception.
How
I'm
close is
pretty
he?
sure.
Pinch myself. I'll pinch Kareem.
Ooh.
Come here. Lean down and smack.
No. Maybe you should tell me who you are. Why are you here at the Hand of Anam?
Ah,
Seems like
well,
we
that's a good
seek
question.
an orc.
Why are we here?
Usually my answer is to kill giants, but I feel like that's not appropriate anymore.
My name
Keep that one to yourself for now.
No giants should be killed. None at all. I need everybody to make me, please, wisdom saving throws.
Holy. He's gonna attack us.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Did I say wisdom or charisma?
Oh, that's even.
Dang it, I like that roll, man.
Yes!
Can I keep the roll and just not add the modifier? And
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, I get 16.
I got a
Yep.
0.
My
I'd be
charisma
able-
saves the same as my wisdom, so I'll just keep the 8.
All right. I need Emin.
I'm getting there.
Never rolled a 0 before.
All right. So Kareem and Emin, you're good. What about Zorana?
I have advantage on saving throws against giants.
What?
Well,
If it's from a giant.
They're my favorite enemy.
That's awesome.
Yes. All right, you're good too, Zorana. So only Thornbur and Zidfel are in absolute awe of Chalcedon. You feel very friendly toward him. Almost as if
Did we-
he emanates like friendship. You know, like you don't want to do anything to harm this guy. Like he's an old friend.
Music stopped.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, if you would have told me yesterday that I'd find myself in a temple with 3 giants I didn't want to kill, I would have slapped you right in the face.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of rough. I hear you.
So anyway, he says, "Are you sure you're not dreams? What are dreams anyway? Do
We are
even
somebody's
know?"
dream. But more importantly, the ordning has been broken, and we're here on behalf of the Allfather to get things sorted out.
What? The ordering? Broken? No, I don't believe it. Why?
That is a good
Not
question.
Sure why.
The giant king was killed.
Oh, we don't know
not
that.
killed.
We know he's missing.
He's missing. Nobody
he's
knows
missing.
Because he
where
died.
he is.
Presumed dead, how about that? I'm with you, he was killed. We just don't know yet.
This is for the first time Chalcedon notices Harshnag there, and he says, "Oh, another. One of my ilk. Or one of my cousins. Come to pray, have you, Frost One?" And Harshnag just grunts and leaves the room.
That's weird. He was so appreciative like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, he was really talkative too. I don't know.
Chalcedon continues to
Harsh.
like brush off rocks and dirt from him. Oh, how long has it been? How long indeed?
Well, if you built this during the ages of Astoria, it's been a long time.
Astoria. Yes. Yes. The ancient kingdom of my kin. Yes. Ah, I remember now. The hand of Anam. It was no more. It sank into the earth when the empire fell. Ah, I remember now. Has it really been so long?
Is his hand like connected to like a not I don't want to say giant, a gigantic statue?
He says, he laughs. Maybe. Wouldn't that be something? Such a giant would be the giant of all giants, wouldn't it?
I facepalm.
You lost me.
What happened?
We would be ants before such a thing, would we not? And you? Oh, even smaller. Crumbs of the earth. Oh,
You're not wrong.
I'm so very hungry. It's been so long. Well,
Oh, we have some fish soup in the other room.
I don't think Moog is parting with that.
no, she
We can
finished
make
that
more
soup. She definitely finished that soup. Well, shall I get something to eat then? He says with a smile, and then he begins to get up and walk around, stretching his limbs.
I'm gonna use my ability on him, by the way. I put it in chat.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not on the chat screen right now.
That's fine.
Okay, so
When you're ready.
what's your current AC?
20.
Okay, he is inferior to your AC.
Mm-hmm.
His strength is superior. What's your dexterity?
My dex is a 0 modifier is 10.
And his dexterity is superior.
Okay. Just wondering. Just in case.
Just in case.
Chalcedon, I was wondering, Harshnag came in here asking about an oracle. Is there such a thing here?
Oh, an oracle. Here? No, I'm probably the closest thing that passes to one, although I am truly no oracle. I only say what I have communed with Anam. But there is a true oracle at a temple far to the north of here, in lands of raging ice and snow. He says, we call the temple the Eye of the All-Father. And this temple here has a path that leads to it, in an ancient valley. Not too far from a portal that leads there. A portal at the very top of this hand.
Oh.
In the top?
There's not an ancient green dragon that lives in that valley guarding a temple, is there?
He looks at you and he says, a green dragon in a valley of ice and snow? No. Unless the seasons have changed and the valley is no longer icy itself.
No, I could have the wrong valley. I thought maybe it was a hidden wooded valley amongst the ice, you know, with geothermal heat and stuff. Don't mind
Oh,
me.
perhaps more than I. But no, not that I recall. I don't remember any dragons that way.
And where is that? North
He
here?
begins to start walking out of the room.
Follow him out, pester him with questions. So, what do you know of giant rune magic?
Oh, I know very much. What is it that you wish to know?
Everything.
I knew it.
Everything. That is quite a bit of knowledge. Well, I have a book on it upstairs. Well, up the ladder, that is. Many things in my library, in fact. Oh! Upon coming out of the room, he looks at the statue of Anam, and then he looks at the globe on the ground, and he says, "What happened here? The globe has been displaced. Oh, and there was another of my cousins. One of the hill." Although he says hill as hog instead.
Oh, we had to put the globe there to keep out angry stone giants who are trying to attack us.
That's a giant, not a pig.
He knows. He just
Oh.
said that.
Because he said hog. He says, "Frost One, if I could have your help, please, to put this back." And
there's dangerous things
kinda
out there.
sighs. "I'd rather not move that. Yes, it's to keep things from coming inside of here." "Oh, no worries, I have keys." And he fishes inside of kind of a dust and dirt encrusted pouch at his belt, and he pulls out what looks like a large stone key.
That is so cool. Can we get copies of those? Just in case we have to come back.
This thing looks
Front.
like it is like 2 feet long. It probably weighs about 25 pounds at least.
Good thing we have a bag of holding.
But Harshnag walks on over, and they begin to roll the stone globe to the front of the statue itself.
Does it go on top of it?
You notice that when they bring it to the base of the statue, almost like of its own volition, using its own magic, it just kind of levitates onto the sitting position atop the statue.
Didn't we find something that was around the statue?
Yes, offerings.
There was
Wow.
an item.
Tools. Lots
You
of tools.
found something, you say?
Oh, yes.
Harshnag
found
clears his
something.
throat.
I wonder where that went.
Right, so the library upstairs with the book.
Oh, I think you're right. Something
show us
seems
the
to be
thing.
missing. Did one of you take it? The Stein?
Oh, it's in my bag. Missing implies lost. I know exactly where it is.
He says, "Well, perhaps I should let you keep it. You did free me after all and wake me up. I hope that it is time."
I mean, it's actually kind of useless to anyone who doesn't know how to bind rune magic, and if they can bind rune magic, then they don't need it. So I fail to see its point. But I was hoping maybe you could, show us other things, like your books. I hand up the Stein.
No, you can keep it. And he puts his hand out to let you hold on to it.
Oh, thank you. I toss it underhand at Slappy McSlapnuts.
Who's Slappy McSlapnuts?
I see.
That's
Let me,
Kareem.
let me take a guess. Is that Kareem? I was about to say.
I forgot about that.
Wow.
So, Kareem, you get tossed a stein made out of stone.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I hand it to Zinfal to put in the bag of holding.
From what you can tell, it looks like it's sized
Other
for
hand.
maybe like a large human, but otherwise it appears to be made out of solid granite. And it's got the clear carving of the Stein rune actually on it.
Is it magics?
You can cast Detect Magic to find out.
It's
But it seems like it probably is pretty special.
It's like the toe that we have that has the toe rune on it.
It has the hill rune on it, but yes. Not the tail rune.
I don't
Summon
read
the
that,
power
man.
of
I don't know.
The power of toe.
Camel toe.
So, Chalcedon, satisfied that the globe is now on the Statue of Anam where it should be, he begins to walk into the next room, and he climbs the ladder, or he begins to climb the ladder. Moog says, well, I stay here. And this guy, Harshnag, says, I'll watch the hill giant. You should go up.
Now, Harshnag, we're not going to hurt the hill giant, are we? And I shake my head in a negative.
He says, no, I think we need her. He'll show us where Grudhog is, and then we can take care of Guh.
I like it. Good plan.
I jump on this guy's giant leg right before he goes up.
So he's kind of just wearing sandals. And as you touch his skin, you notice the skin's like really, really craggy. And it's partially because he was encased in rock. But I'm going to need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Really? Interesting.
Oh, did you just roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just rolled 17.
Alright, good. That was quick. Okay, you're fine. You're able to grab onto his ankle. You feel kind of strange, like a prickly sensation across all your skin for a moment, and then it subsides.
Huh. Okay. That's weird.
What's everybody else doing?
I wait till the ladder's clear, then I bounce on up.
Can
Runner,
you
are you
please
trying-
carry me up? I would like to travel in your pocket, Mr. Sir. Mr. Nag.
Well, Nag is not going up.
No.
That's why I jumped on this guy's leg.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the other guy.
Chalcedon?
Chalcedon.
He says, well, okay. Fair enough. Come. And he puts down his hand.
Climb aboard. Put me on your shoulder.
He
It'd be awesome.
seats you on his shoulder, but I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I don't like those. I'm doing awesome.
Oh.
Oh, your skin. You'll have something on your skin. It's killing me.
So you feel this strange sensation come all over you, and you begin to feel as if you're like you can't move at all. Like you're not only paralyzed, but that your skin is starting to turn like a stony color, the same color as Chalcedon's skin, and you're petrified.
Oh.
Anyone else?
I turned to
Yikes.
Zorana and said,
That's-
"Hey, do you want to climb up there? I can maybe help you out."
I think I can climb. Winter, watch the kids. Make sure they play nice.
Okay. I
Winter,
touch.
Winter gives you an
I
anime
put-
nod. Straight mouth, just nods his head once.
You're inspired.
What are you doing, Thornbar?
I put my hand on her shoulder and I cast Enhanced Ability and give her Bull's Strength
Ooh.
to climb up.
Oh, so you're climbing up on your own? And
Yeah.
what about
Yeah, I'm
Thornbar?
climbing up on my own, and then I'm giving Zorana Enhanced Ability.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, so Eric, I'm just gonna say, that you went first because of all the other things that were going on. So
Sure,
you
sure.
reached the second floor first. And by the way, he went over to the door before he walked into this room and he locked it. The front door.
The front door. Okay.
There was a door.
There was
Thought
a
it
door.
was just-
Yeah, the door was ajar.
Yeah. Anyway, so first, because you guys are climbing, I'm gonna need you guys to make me athletics, strength athletics checks.
I feel like
Nice.
I punch a wall right now. But not very good.
All right, you get advantage.
12. Okay. That's pretty bad.
All right. Well, it looks like Thornbird's okay, but Zorana, by the time you reach the top of the stairs of the ladder, keep in mind these rungs are like 3 feet apart, so it's like
Yeah.
it's not like climbing a regular ladder. Like you have to climb and then hoist yourself up and then climb. It's tiring work, and it's also a 60-foot climb. You are exhausted, so you get 1 level of exhaustion.
It's not like climbing trees.
Yeah, and Kareem, you are still exhausted.
You're
An
out of your
hour-
element.
An hour has not passed, Kareem. So just keep that in mind as well. I'm going to move you guys over to the 2nd floor now. So just give me a moment.
An hour's not passed? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
It has passed.
So if you recall, Kareem,
I have exhaustion, yeah.
yes,
Does that go away after a short rest?
yes,
Oh, okay.
it hasn't been an hour yet.
I see what you're saying now.
All right, just give me a moment because I'm copying all your tokens to the next map. Why don't we take a short break so I can go to the restroom and you guys can get drinks and stuff. So we'll come back at 9:35.
All right. Sounds good.
But it's hot in here.
Hey Joe, are you still there?
No, I just left.
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
Because I just checked, and unless you're doing like different rules, in the player's handbook it says long rest. to
yeah,
get
I
rid
was
of
about
exhaustion.
I was just about to
this
go
is-
look that up.
This is an exception for that.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. But cool.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you that too, after I looked it up, because I wanted to make sure before I said anything.
Woof.
Meow.
All right, and we're back. Everybody here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's on the fence.
You're on the fence. All right. So just to describe the room you're currently standing. First of all, everybody see the map?
Yeah.
All right, good. So describe the room that you're currently standing in. What you can see is that it's decorated with stone carvings and a ladder that's obviously been carved into the wall. The ladder leads up to another area above you guys, another 60 feet or so. And from what you can tell, the stone carvings, they depict all of a variety of creatures, particularly giants. You even see a two-headed giant among them. And they all seem to be battling a variety of dragons, particularly both chromatic and metallic dragons, from what you could tell. I.e., you see the standard variety of dragons that look like they're red or blue or green. If you know anything about dragons at all and about their different head shapes, but they're clearly different, among a bunch of other different kinds as well. The stone carvings aren't painted or anything like that, but you can tell that there's a difference between all the dragons and the giants themselves. Alright? Everybody clear?
Yep.
Alright, so when you guys get to this second level, Chalcedon steps off, and he takes Zinfel's petrified body on his shoulder, and he kind of like, with almost like a sucking sound, removes her off of his shoulder. And then he looks at her and he's like, oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. And he sets her down on the ground. And as soon as he lets go of her, you see that she, kind of snaps out of her stone reverie, and all the stony nature of her skin starts to just flake away. And she's no longer petrified.
Zinfel!
Don't touch him.
It's been 1,000 years, Zinfel. You've been asleep for so long.
I am immortal. I mean, really? Oh man.
Does that happen
My
with
cat's
all
still
stone
alive?
giants?
No, I'm just
Does that-
kidding.
Does that happen with all stone giants?
Oh no, I'm not really sure why it happened. It must be some new power I've gained in the time I've been asleep.
I didn't feel a thing.
No, apparently not. Your friend here seems to be quite fine, as he said. Oh, my room seems to be open, he says for a moment as he looks into the room to the north.
Don't look at me.
Oh, that was me. I was exploring.
Exploring my temple? How did you get past my locked doors?
I asked it to open and it said yes.
Huh.
He's very persuasive.
I must
I
speak to the stone and give it a good scolding. Alright. Well, anyway, he steps into this room just to check things out. And although the room is completely pitch dark, from what you could tell, it hold on a second. It seems to be very, very empty as he pushes the door open completely. All you notice is that there is a single, like, kind of like a bed rising up out of the ground. And there seems to be stuff on the bed. But the bed is actually part of the ground itself. Like, it's carved out of the rock, and everything's all smooth and obviously made of stone. On the ceiling,
there.
yeah, on the ceiling itself, it kind of looks like a starry night sky. Like there's a glittering rock in the ceiling. And the only light that's actually coming into this room is from the hallway, or kind of like the vestibule that the stairwell that you're currently standing in, where you see like a long, 6 foot long torch shining like flaming white light flickering off the walls in a sconce about 15 feet off the ground. He says, "Well, everything seems to be fine here." And he turns around and he says, "Oh, wait, I must check on Kara Sansui." And he pulls out the key again.
Gesundheit.
He pulls out the key again, he puts it into the lock on the door to the south, and he pushes the door open slightly. Actually, he slides it to the right. And what you see is an immense room before you. Give me a second so I can move this thing out of the way.
Whoa.
What you see is a huge room. As I said, there seems to be some sort of very large creature made entirely out of stone and rock, slowly moving around the room. What you could tell is that the entire floor itself seems to be made of sand. The walls are craggy rock. And the creature, the stone giant or elemental of some sort, seems to be taking these large flat stones and stacking them atop each other, methodically and very, very slowly. It's not a boule. It looks more like an elemental or some sort of creature made directly from the earth. And upon seeing the creature, Chalcedon doesn't. He walks into the room and he seems very pleased as he's just looking around and taking it all in. "Ah, I see that Kara Sansui has already started his work. Good, good. This is my stone garden. Have you ever heard of such a thing?"
Get like little rakes and you can, rake them.
Yes.
Yeah, we
yes. In fact, and he points over at a far wall, and you can see leaning up against the wall is actually a giant, what looks like bamboo rake of some sort.
That is so cool.
Ooh, I want to rake it.
And you notice that as the creature that he referred to as Kara Sansui is moving around, it's not leaving any footprints in the sand.
What?
Like it's part of the earth itself.
That's
Wow.
magic.
The light in this room, it seems to be coming from these sort of like rock lanterns embedded in the wall that's shining with this like pale pink light. And as you're kind of standing around, you can even tell that there's like some soft, almost meditative type of music playing in the background.
This place is amazing. Did you construct this?
I did. This place is a temple of peace and harmony. He says, this is where I come to meditate sometimes. Kara Sansui is my oldest friend. He stacks the stones every hour until he has created 6 piles of them. Then what he does is he rakes the sand itself into intricate patterns, never the same twice. At the end of all this, he begins anew. Not destroying them, but dismantling them, and then starting the process all over. 3 times a day, to be in fact. It's almost like
Magic.
clockwork. Magic? Well, Kara Sansui has been animated with magic. He was once a devout follower, one who had came here from a very foreign land, a dwarf of very stout proportions, but with distinctive eyes. And he did not speak a language that I knew of, but in time he grew to become my friend, until one very day he passed on from this place. His life, his mortal life, no more. I took his form and I made him into what he is today, to serve me eternally.
So you imprisoned his immortal soul in a shell of sand.
I know it may sound that way, but no, he... it's what he wanted. He worshipped
And you
the
understood
earth.
that because you couldn't communicate with him.
Well, in time we learned how to communicate. But when he first came to the temple, we could not speak each other's language.
I just give him my squinty face.
I know it sounds more sinister than that, but it is. I can assure you, Kara Sansui is grateful to be the way he is now.
Hey,
I
what
gave
would
him-
you do for a giant Zen garden?
I gave him
The
eternal
Valkyr are
peace.
very strange.
Well, anyway, I see that some of you are hurt. Before we head up to the library, do you wish to see the infirmary?
That would be nice, yes.
I would
I
like
mean,
to
I'm
check
kind of a
on-
walking infirmary, but you know, if you got something, I guess I could. Might as well learn something new.
Very well. Do not worry about disturbing the sand. Kara Sansui will rake it at the end of his stone stacking. So he goes up to this door and he pulls out the key and he unlocks it. There's your. You see, he walks into a very large room where you see there's this single, almost looks like a giant stone altar in the middle of it. And the room itself is lined with stone cabinets and shelves filled with stuff. Sized for giants, but you do notice that there is a number of things there. And you can even see atop the altar itself, or atop the bed that's in the center of the room, there seems to be like some sort of furs hanging off of it. And even linen sheets that he seems to delicately fix as he walks up to it.
What? Why do you have an infirmary?
Well, this
Why-
is a
what?
holy place. I'm a skilled healer.
Ah,
I offer healing
course.
to the giants who came here in ages past.
all right.
He goes up to a dial on the wall and he brightens up the room. There was a dim light in here, but now he brightens it all the way up to like daylight. And you notice that there are these multiple parallel bars in the ceiling, and inside this room, it kind of has like a very herby, spicy smell to it. Almost like, you ever smell like a Band-Aid? That's kind of like what it smells like in here. Well, feel free to look around if you need any healing. Just be careful with that cabinet over there. And he points at one of the cabinets in the corners.
How high
Why?
is this altar
What-
thing?
What's in that cabinet?
Oh, that's where we dispose of things. It is a never-ending pit.
What happens if I jump in it?
Don't jump in it.
You will surely die, he says with a smile. Disintegrated and nothing more. When I had this place built, I fashioned a sphere of annihilation within it.
That sounds bad.
It is. Anything to touch it is no more.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
That is so cool.
Kareem, don't touch it.
Do we have anything we want to get rid of?
Do you have any candy wrappers? You know, essentially a giant trash can.
Is this the latrine?
Oh, this way. And he goes up to the door to the south and he opens it up. Although I'm afraid to say it is quite large for you.
Oh, I'll fall in.
And as he unlocks the door and pushes it open, what you see is a very large tub kind of like in the back of the room. And otherwise the room's like filled with shelves and other things, almost like a spa. It has a very pleasant smell in here, like you were in, like I said, a spa.
Wish I had a folding boat on me, or else I'll take a bath.
Do you ever take a shit?
Where would I take it?
I don't know. You've been asleep for a long time.
I don't understand this phrase. Take a shit. What does it mean?
Pooping. He's talking about pooping.
Yeah, defecating.
Ah, yes, we have pans for that.
Right.
Do you need to take one? Although I'm afraid it's very large for you.
I feel okay right now.
What about the pan we were cooking the soup in?
Anyway, well, let me lead you back up.
Well, Mr. Chalcedon, let me.
He kind of winces when you mispronounce his name.
Let me ask you. I don't really see much to this infirmary here. What? Where's the healing supplements here? And I don't really see what's going on.
He says, "Oh, yes. Well, these cabinets here, they hold ointments. Let me show you. Perhaps this would help."
Yeah, please.
He goes up to a cabinet and he pulls out the key, a smaller key from inside of his belt pouch, and he unlocks the cabinet. And what he pulls out is a jar, but it looks like it's pretty large. It's made out of clay and kind of really wide. It's about 12 inches in diameter. But he says, "I know these are rather large, but they do have significant magical healing in them. And they seem," as he opens one up, he says, "they're quite preserved as well. Would you like one?"
So you just rub it on yourself?
Yes, like an ointment, and it heals your wounds.
All right. I'll take some and I just rub it. Get a rubbing. Try and get under the armor as best I can.
Yes.
So he hands you, and who else wanted one? Or who else comes up to Thornbury and Chalcedon to get one?
I'll take one.
Yeah, I might as well rub myself.
I don't
I'm gonna
want
go
it.
into the privacy of the bathroom. Close the door. Be out in a minute.
Give me some of that ointment.
So here's Zorana, Zinfel, Kareem, and Thornbury.
I'm not taking any.
Oh, you're not taking a jar?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and Emin is
My
not
jar.
taking a jar either?
I'll take a jar.
Okay. Alright, well...
Thank you, Chalcedon.
Everybody...
So he's just giving us each a whole big jar of it?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Oh, wow. You're very generous. This is a lot.
You woke me. I know it seems like much, but you'll need a lot of it.
Maybe we should take two each. And I nod
So
my
if I
head. Yes. We're very small.
Fine, I'll take a jar.
Oh, so weird. Anyway, so just keep in mind that this jar is not So it's got 5 doses, and it actually is quite heavy. It is it's about 15 pounds, and it's 12 inches in diameter. I'm sorry I don't have an actual handout for this. I thought I did, but I apparently didn't make one. But this is what it actually does.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a Ketium's ointment, or however you pronounce it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Yeah.
So could I use it like toast on,
If
or like jam on toast?
you probably
Yes.
could, but it'd be like eating Neosporin.
But you would be healed.
Shit.
Yeah, your insides would be healed.
It's
It
a
might give you
swallow.
the shits too, but. But somebody used an application of it, right? I think I heard
Yeah.
Thornburr say he
Thornburr
used
was
it.
rubbing it.
Okay, so just make sure that you do mark it down in your character sheet, and then
So I have 4.
yeah, you'll have 4 applications, and then you
How much
should.
does this thing weigh?
It weighs 15 pounds.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah.
You
so
know,
it's-
this is reminding me. I think all those good dates we bought in Goldenfield are probably rotten by now.
that's right. I was thinking about that. the
Could you
other day.
reach in the? Could you reach in the bag? Who's got the bag of holdings? Sarana? Could you check out
Yeah.
our good dates and our good plums and see if any of those are still edible? I just remembered that.
How long
Not
were we?
they're edible, but I pull them out.
Yeah, your good dates are gone. They've expired.
Oh, those are gross. Throw that away.
Yeah. They're still functional as dates, but they have no magical powers anymore.
Oh.
Got it.
Well, I'll eat one.
Yeah, I'll
your-
take one then. Why not?
Your good plums are still good. It has not been for 10 days yet.
We got to remember to use those. How many we got? Maybe we should just hand them out now. How many of those do we have? Let me look.
I don't know where they're written on.
It might be.
It's on the
loot.
party loot.
It's gonna
We
be
have all this stuff.
2
You
good
got,
plums.
you got 2 good plums. Should probably remove your good dates.
Yeah, I'll take that off now.
Did we ever
Who
find out
wants a good plum?
whose ring that was?
Someone take them.
Yeah.
The ring? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It belonged to one of the people that got
Samir.
killed in the attack. Nightstone.
I think we have a side quest to reunite that.
Oh, yeah, we might. Yeah.
That's far too.
All right, so who's taking these good plums? We got 2 of them. I don't
Good
need them.
plum.
I can heal. It gives you a short rest. So whoever likes short rests, take it. Not that great for me. I'm endurance, baby. That's my god.
Oh, all right, I'll take a good plum then.
There's one left?
One more?
I'll
Yeah, there's
take
one
it.
left. Good. I already deleted it from the party loot, so somebody better take it. You're taking that, Kareem?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, so we all got this ointment. Well, thank you very much, sir. That felt really nice.
Good. I'm glad to be of help. Very well, shall we continue?
Sure.
Indeed.
Alright.
Indubitably.
Flush. Yep, I'm all done. Jeez. It's been like 10 days since I had a shit.
By the way, you guys smell horrible. You've been on the road for 10 days. The dusty road without a bath. The only water that you encountered was that heavy rainstorm. When you traveled here, by the way.
Maybe we should take a bath.
I've had worse.
I could use a bath.
Alright. Well, feel free to come down again later and take a bath if you
And
wish.
shower with you. Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna move you guys now to the next level. Is anybody climbing atop Chalcedon and going up with him?
Yeah.
Upstairs? Yes.
He's not gonna kill us, so.
Yeah, I'm following.
Grab onto his leg again.
Okay.
That enhanced ability lasts for a little bit, Zerana, so you might.
Maybe
still
I
be
can
good.
I can get it.
Yay!
It lasts for up to an hour, so. I've been thinking about it in the back of my mind, so you're all good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Alright. Emin, you're floating up again, right?
Yes, sir. Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Alright, Zinfo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask for another ride, but can I go on a piece of clothing, perhaps? Does he have like a shirt or some kind of glove he can wear and hold me?
Oh, come on. What's your sense of adventure? You can write home and tell your family all about it.
I will write home and tell them that I got stoned. They're gonna love that.
I don't get it. You were petrified.
Alright, well, who did I say got a level of exhaustion before aside from Kareem?
Me.
Alright,
Is me.
so I think that your bull strength counteracts the disadvantage you would get from the level of exhaustion.
So now it's just the normal roll, and I rolled a 4 anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you rolled a 4. Never mind.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not in the climbing mood today.
That is not good. Rolling a 4 is very
Oh,
bad.
sorry.
Just have him carry you.
I rolled an 8.
I'm proud.
Oh, I rolled so much.
Alright, well, Thornburr, you are fine. You are exhausted, but you don't fall.
Okay. Oh, God.
Well, now we know what happened.
Zorana, you're really bad. You, as you're climbing, you actually do slip and fall. You get maybe about, let's see here, let's see how far up you climbed before you actually slip. So you're 100 feet off the ground.
Break a leg.
as you
no.
as you are dropping all the way down to the lower level.
Hang on, let me see if I can
No.
dramatically save her.
Kareem's fallen from higher than that, right?
Probably. I wouldn't call it falling, more like jumping.
Well, it includes the same
It's falling with
outcome.
style.
Yeah.
And yes, Zinfel, he manages to put you in like the folds of his cloak, so you don't get petrified again when he climbs up.
Wow.
Oh, and Kareem, did you make your roll for the?
Yeah, I made a 17 Constitution save.
Okay, good. So you just managed to climb on his ankle again.
Yeah.
You rolled 2 17s. That's pretty funny. That's
Yep.
that's the DC you need.
Oh man.
Easy.
So, Joe, the only thing I could try to do is catch her with a levitate spell. Otherwise, no, I can't do what I thought I could do.
All right, let's see here. Levitate. You have to touch her to be able to do that.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it's within range.
I could try something.
Wait, is someone falling?
It just says I cast levitate as the
Yeah.
action. So I got up now.
Yes.
Zorana's falling.
Just throw a feather fall at her.
I don't think anybody actually has it prepared.
I do.
Ah, you're throwing a feather fall at her. Well, it's a good thing you're not petrified, right?
Yes, it was.
Seriously.
All right.
All right.
So Zorana, you are getting hit with a feather fall, which is very good because you you start to you begin to fall. You slip from the rungs, so tired and exhausted that you do gain another level of exhaustion, but you also begin to fall. And as you're, what's that?
Scream.
Scream?
Ah! It's like, oh fuck!
So we know.
But Zarada pokes out her head from above the, the little cloak pouch that she's currently riding on Chalcedon in, and you hit her with the feather fall just in time, so that way she gently descends down to the ground.
Oh, Christ.
Are you on level 1 now? Because that's a long climb up.
I think at this point, though, if you wanted to hit her with a levitate, that's totally possible.
I can catch her because the range is 60 feet, which is the same. Yeah. So I'll tag her with the levitate.
Cool. So that means, Zarana, that you'll get hit with a levitate spell. I'm assuming that you're willing. And then what this allows you to do is change your altitude by 20 feet in either direction on your turn. Which means you don't have to climb anymore.
Yay.
Float.
Much appreciated.
Just
Well, that's
think,
better than my spell.
go team.
I was gonna cast whip.
Around her
But,
neck.
Whip
He doesn't have nuts.
whip around your ankle.
Yeah, I would have just like tried to use my sentinel skill to keep her from moving, but you guys had it undercover, so yeah.
Nice catch, Zinfel.
Alright, so I'm going to move you over to the other side of the map, so just give me a second.
Under control. Oh, had it covered. Undercover.
Alright, good. So, let me just check my dynamic lighting here. Okay. So you come up to the third level of the hand, and in this room, which is another kind of like stairwell, ladder well is the best way to describe it, you see that you are in a room very similar to what you were in below. Same sort of stone carvings in the walls, same torch that is on the wall giving light, except that you see that there is 6 giants of distinct variety. One that you clearly recognize as belonging to a frost giant. Another one's a hill giant. Another one looks very similar to the stone giants you fought outside. And they all seem to be bowed in prayer or supplication to the statue or a similar figure similar to Anam that you saw on the ground floor. And that's primarily what this stone carving here is depicting. To the north and south of you, you see that the door to the south is actually open about a couple of feet. And he says, seems like someone was already in this room. And then he looks to the north, and from what you could tell, there's kind of like an area that goes outside, which is this part of the thumb here, and then the thumb itself is its own room. And this is the room that you saw before that was kind of filled with brown lichen, Kareem?
Yeah.
And then Chalcedon says, I don't remember that room looking like that. Very strange. But this here, as he points to the south, is the library. This is where I record all of my dreams. There's a secret chamber on the wall, to the left there. You can climb up to the very top of the tallest finger. And at its very tip is where the portal to the Eye of the Allfather can be found. But only I can open it for you. Where do you wish to go? You want to see the library first? He says to Emin.
Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Okay. He pushes the door open carefully, expecting to see somebody inside. But what you actually just see is a long, shelved room. It looks like it's filled with stone tablets. But one particular item stands out that he pulls off of one of the shelves, and from what you can tell, it looks like a stone tablet with many stone rings, like it's some sort of book. And he says, "This might be very interesting to you." And he puts it on the ground in front of you. And although it looks very large and heavy, probably easily the size of your torso, you think that you can peruse it. It's filled with tightly packed giant runes with many, many words on it.
I just sit down and pretend I'm in my own universe and ignore everyone. You have all ceased to exist.
He begins walking the length of the chamber, and you're free to follow him, but he does stop actually in front of a wall where you currently see that there's an open door. Right directly to his left. Give me a second. Oh my god.
Oh!
Not what I
Oh
wanted
my
to do.
God!
I'm sorry.
Green fire!
going
Lasers!
I was hitting the wrong icon
Run,
there.
friend! Run!
It almost looked like it was already slightly ajar, and you see he just kind of pulls it open, and what you see is another kind of stone ladderway that goes up.
More stairs.
Yep.
What about that other room?
That's the library.
Oh, the room to the south there? That's my garden. Although I haven't obviously kept it up for many, many years. It's probably filled with dirt now. I don't think it's very safe to open it. I'd have to be very, very careful, lest we risk the dirt spilling out into this room.
Oh, let's keep that closed.
All right. So he starts perusing the stone tablets on the shelves for a moment or two, chuckling to himself as he's reading them.
Anything?
Looking around the many books that I can't read. They're
Yes.
probably
They're
in
not really
giant.
books. They're stone tablets covered in runes. But you do see that there's a large stone chair and a desk off to the left there. Thornbur and Zorana.
I want to sit in it.
Can I climb up onto the chair?
Yeah. It's a little difficult because it's like 10 feet off the ground, but it's rough enough that you're able to do so with a check.
Okay.
Still gotta levitate.
Oh, you still got your levitate, so you could do that.
Bounce up there.
Yeah. So Zorana just levitates right past you, Thornbarrows. You're not able to get a good grip.
Oh god.
And as you levitate up, Zorana, you kind of stop at the level of the chair. You don't see anything on it, but you do kind of make out maybe there's something on top of the desk. And as you levitate high enough, you can actually see that there is a large, very, very silvery metal chisel and a very large hammer next to it, just laying on top of the desk itself. And you also see several stacks of stone tablets, almost like sheets of paper, except they're like an inch thick,
Oh, jeez.
and they're sized for giants.
So he wrote all these books? Assuming some of them, maybe.
Yeah, that's your best guess.
I wish I could read as good as those other guys.
You and me both.
You guys haven't learned giant yet. Very sad.
Hard.
The
jumped
chisel
in.
and hammer, though, they seem very high quality, from what you could tell.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it because that's
you,
rude.
you can make a nature check.
It's something I could roll high on.
The metal seems very distinctive, like it's not steel. You can actually see ripples in it. and it's so shiny and reflective that it's obviously some expert craftsmanship. Your best guess, based off of your roll, is that it's made out of adamantine.
That's damn nice chisel and hammer. Appreciate the craftsmanship.
All right. You keep trying, Thornbear, if you want to climb up.
Oh, that's okay. Is there anything cool up there?
Looks like he's got more stone tablet pages, a chisel and hammer to write with onto them. They look very nice. I mean, if you could see these, you would like to see these.
All right, I guess I'll try and climb back up.
You can do it. Moral support.
Oh, 12.
I'll try and give up my hand.
Yeah, it's not that hard. 12 is good enough to climb 10 feet, so you're standing on top of the chair at the moment. And at your full height, you can actually see on the top of the desk.
Oh, wow, those are really nice.
Your best guess, Thornbear, is that the hammer probably could double as a maul.
Oh. Jeez. Well, that's pretty cool.
Crush.
Well, yeah, I don't want to take his stuff.
He probably writes with it.
Don't steal it.
But that is really nice. Nicely made. Does it have any... Is it... No, it's not magical. It's just writing stuff.
No, but it seems like it might be adamantine. Some nice stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
I almost
well.
wanna drop them.
I'm really, preferential my sword. I don't really...
I think you're okay.
need
to
that. Maybe
another
Kareem. Hey, Kareem. You do stuff
Yep.
with metal. Could you use some nice adamantine?
Just take his tools and make things with it.
Well, we could ask him, I don't know.
What am I doing?
Right now, Castledon seems very distracted, so he's not really paying attention to you guys. But in the meantime,
You want me to make something?
This is the book that you're reading, Emin. It's called Giants World Shakers. And it is a ton of information.
That's a lot of information.
Wow.
Okay, and
Okay, good night, everyone. I have everything I need. I'll be here. Reading.
Yeah, Kareem, you want to make stuff with adamantine? Can you do that? I don't really know what that is, but Zorana said it and it sounded cool.
do I know what that is?
Yeah, you can make a nature check.
Joe, where did you put this awesome handout so
It's
that
under,
I can find it?
It's under Players folder, Forgotten Realms.
17's not too bad.
Yes, 17 is good enough to know what adamantine is. It is the strongest known metal in the world. It's capable of... it's so durable that it can break apart other metals and objects with ease.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever smithed with such metals before.
Well, there's a big hammer full of it here.
Just taking people's hammers. Leave the hammer.
Well, I'm not. I mean, he gave us all that ointment and stuff. I'm just saying, maybe adventuring's more important than writing. I mean, I don't read much, so I don't know what the whole hoopla is about.
Sure. Help me up there so I can see.
Oh yeah. I'll lean over and try and pull up Kareem.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough.
Oh, it's kind of cramped on this chair.
I'm small.
I could. I'm gonna make a jump.
Onto
Try to get-
You're crazy.
the table?
Yeah. Is it far enough, or is it possible?
Yeah, it's definitely
I'll assess
possible.
it first.
Jump
Okay.
and grab.
Yeah, then I'm doing it.
Yeah, you won't be able to like standing jump on top of it, but you can definitely grab it and then climb up on top of it.
I do that.
Hey, Kareem, what are you doing?
All right, athletic strength. That's good. That's good.
Crazy, man.
It's good enough. All right, so you're able to grab it. You almost slip off, but you're able to put your arm on top of it, and then you hoist your leg on top, and then with a little bit of a struggle, you manage to get on top of the table.
I pick up the hammer.
Yeah, picking up the hammer, you could tell that it is right about the right size for a maul, and it's very, very heavy. But aside from that, it could be used as a weapon. The chisel itself is shaped like a chisel, but it also too appears to be made out of solid adamantine. However, this isn't really useful as a weapon, except if you wanted to use it maybe as a great club.
I swing it a little.
The chisel or the hammer?
No, the hammer.
Yeah, you can use it.
Okay.
Just be stealing people's hammers.
You gonna take that hammer?
Well, it's
Ask.
definitely usable as a weapon if you wanted it. But I would suggest asking first instead of just, taking.
Don't look at me. I mean, I don't use that.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I got my sword that's blessed. I feel like it'd be an insult if I started using
Kareem?
something else.
I
Put it
prefer
down.
my shield, so this weapon would take 2 hands to use.
Put it down. Down. Down, boy.
Yeah, I think Zoranda's right. Maybe we should get out of here.
Yeah, but it's
What the hell
cool.
are we doing?
Well, maybe I could melt it and use it to build something else. But
Yeah, that's what I was
Put it
thinking.
down.
That's what I was thinking.
again, we would have to ask.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
getting off this chair.
Yeah, I'm going to put it
I'm
down.
walking away. You guys figure out what to do.
Leave it.
I gently get to the edge and
And drop
Drop it.
down. Sure. Yeah, that's possible. It's quite a drop, but for you. Everybody else is fine. I'm not going to make you take any damage or anything like that, but... Alright, so noticing that you're back, Chalcedon, takes one of the stone tablets and he says, I forgot how silly my dreams are. And he puts it back into the shelf. Ready to go up?
Up.
Sure.
Some more.
Alright, well, he
but
begins
your
to...
book, I'm gonna stay here.
Oh, you can take that if you wish. I have it all memorized. I'm sure it shouldn't be any problem. Unless you want to transcribe it and leave that copy here. It can be quite heavy. And you look so small.
That's insulting and racist.
So it's 5 stone tablets, and each of them weighs 5 pounds. And like I said, they're kind of like in a ring binder. And each page is written enough to give you like 10 pages worth of content. Or 10.
Yeah, I'll be transcribing this.
It will take you like a few hours, maybe even a whole day to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to speed that up. I'll let you know what I come up with.
Alright. So you're leaving it behind for now and following him?
No, I'm carrying it.
Okay.
Both hands.
Alright. Okay. Anybody going up with him?
Yeah, I'm grabbing on his ankle again.
I don't know if your
Zorana.
levitate is still in effect. I think the duration was only 10 minutes.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I was maintaining concentration, but if it's more than 10 minutes, then yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I think you're almost at the end of the duration. So I think you're fine for now.
No.
So same deal as before.
I failed my
Alright.
save.
All right. Well, you're just gonna be petrified to his ankle for now.
Like a wart.
Yeah, like a wart.
Oh,
Thornburg is
I don't know why it
fine.
rolls so much.
Zirana floats up. Zinfel, you're traveling along in the cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why aren't any of you traveling in the cloak?
More fun this way.
Nice. It's warm.
I'm still kind of nervous about this guy.
Yeah, it's sort of like what it looks like. Is this the Book of Mormon with the gold plates?
Yes, it is. What I was thinking of.
Why?
The link
You
that
said
you
gold
put-
plates with like giant binders, ring binders.
Well, they're stone plates, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
Wait,
right.
that's the Book of Mormon?
yeah. Joe
What
Smith.
language?
I don't know, man. Ask the Mormons. I'm not with those people anymore.
Did you just say any more?
Long
That's
story.
right, you do live in Utah. It's like Mormon state. All right, well, so he leads you up. I'm gonna move you guys over to the next section of the map. So give me a second.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, so what you come through is kind of like a sealed trap door. It's pretty dark in here, but he manages to pull out a key and he unlocks it. And as he does so, like all this dirt and leaves and dust and the smell of outside fills your nostrils. And he opens up the trap door and he walks through it, well, he climbs through it and sets Zinfel down on the ground. And you guys follow him up here, and then he removes Kareem from his ankle, and you're unpetrified.
Oh, that was interesting.
And you seem to be in what looks like the ground level of the inside of a large tower, where kind of like a door that doesn't really belong was put in here into what looked like perhaps was once a window in this room, but was made into a door. So at some point after the hand had been in the earth. Is that clear to you guys? Does that make sense? What
Yeah.
I'm saying? Okay.
Yep.
Anybody standing next to the open trapdoor notices that on it must be the map that Zinfel's father Ivaro was referencing and had copied into his sword punctuation. And that is the same map that I'll bring it up on the give me a second. This same map. It's here now.
Harsnack said he drew a map in here.
Yep. This is
Is that
it.
that map, I guess? Yeah.
You also notice that there is a staircase that goes up to a second floor. He says, the portal's up there. Once I open it, though, which I can do so at any time, you'll be led to a valley, assuming that it is probably very cold there unless the seasons have changed it. Do you wish to go now?
Uh,
I don't
where
think-
on this map is that valley?
Oh.
Screw it.
We're not prepared to go to a cold place.
I mean, I am.
A map. He says, oh, here. And he points where it says Great Worm Cavern.
Sounds
Sounds
pretty bad.
where we want to go.
Let's do it.
Really?
In the mountains, huh? Hmm.
Oh, we'll have to walk
Never-
back.
Where's the
Never
map?
been to mountains.
Oh, this X right here, the one with this distinctive question mark. That is the temple.
Hmm.
The Eye of the All-Father.
Are you coming with us?
He says, no, my place is here. Now that the hand of Anam has arisen again, I must prepare it for future visitors. If the ordering is truly shaken and disturbed, he says, it is not my place to solve Anam's wishes, for only he could have done so.
Is there a way for us to get back from
How-
over there?
Yeah, how far is
You
this?
can use your legs.
Oh shit, this is very far.
Hundreds of miles.
Thousands. Maybe.
Hmm. But it could be fun.
Well, do you want to get winter?
He's looking at the map, kind of like studying it. He says, so many cities and towns. My, the world of Astoria has changed.
Did we ask our Frost friend what all those X's he put on there and what they meant?
Towns.
Are they all towns though? I guess they are, huh?
Yes, yes.
Most of them, but
You
not
can make
really.
you can make a history check.
Because not all of them have X's.
Me make a history check?
Mhm.
But I'm not even like from here.
No, not you. Not you.
Ah, that's
Well,
not
you
bad.
Can you can make the check, but you'll get a disadvantage.
That's still not. Still means okay.
No, it's still not good enough.
Green knows more than me.
Zorana,
Wait, did I click it twice?
Yeah, you
Oh,
clicked
wait, no.
twice, but I'll use your first one because you got a 15. So, anything with a dot, like Luskin, Neverwinter, Tribor, Mirabar, those are all cities. Anything with an X is not a city that
Land.
you've ever heard of.
It's more like a landmark.
Giant cities.
That's right.
Cities, not cities. Should
Or
look at
giant
that.
places.
Jesus.
Well,
We could
Again.
go to Tribor, then to Yartar, and then make our way to Flint Rock.
yes.
Or not.
Well, what about? I mean, do we want to go to this temple? I feel like we could get some answers there.
If the temple has the oracle, like Chalcedon said, we could ask the oracle about the whereabouts of King Hecaton. And is
But we-
there a portal that leads back here?
Didn't we just promise those two downstairs that we were going to help them take care of some giant problem too?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot we got to do around here. So that's a good question, Zorana. Is there a portal back?
He says, oh no, I'm afraid not. The portal is only one way.
Well,
Yeah, I think we gotta wait then. I feel like we got so much to do around here.
I agree with that.
Is it?
Well, the hand is not
Are you
going
gonna? You're gonna be
anywhere.
around, right?
I will be here to watch over the temple.
We could come back, yes.
You shall. He says, you can return.
it's true.
Yeah, that's my vote.
I say we already have two downstairs who want our help. And we were going to take care of that giant problem that they had.
It would be nice to find out answers. We can't come back. So, it's less nice.
What do you say, Emin?
Don't care. Reading book. I wave my hand.
Yeah, I feel like he wants to stay. I mean, he's got his nose buried in that stone tablet there.
Zinfel, did you give your answer?
Oh yes, when you guys first said you wanted to go up, I was like, no. Winter,
Oh,
we're not
okay.
prepared. It's cold. It's mountain.
That's right. That is what you
It's
said.
walking. It's
That's right.
outdoors. There's a
That's
big
right.
forest in the way. I mean, there's all kinds
Shoot.
of bad things.
She was the first one to say no.
That's true. That's true. I remember. Well, I think we're all in agreement then.
well, but
Come back later.
maybe we could camp here tonight, though. How do you feel about that? I'd love to watch your rock friend move those stones and rake that garden. That seemed really nice.
He says, "You are more than welcome."
Good, because I'm tired.
Well, thank you.
Feel free to move around the temple as you wish. Just be careful. This place is not sized for one so small as you. I cannot be everywhere at once and protect you.
Are other giants going to come here now that it's above ground?
Oh, it could be possible.
And they're probably hostile.
He says,
Well, not gonna do
I'm
that in
not so
here."
sure. He says, this is a holy place to all giant kind.
Yes, but all giant kind is normally bad.
Whoa, hey, I thought we learned a valuable lesson today.
Yes, but
1 out of 10 is good.
probably.
No, I see
less.
what you're saying. Most that I've met have been pretty dickish.
No offense.
Yeah, no offense. You're one of the best. You're the coolest, probably.
I don't feel cold. He touches his skin. But thank you. I think that's a compliment. If you're real, that is. He says, and I'm not really dreaming all of this.
Yeah, you
Nope.
can never be sure, I suppose.
By the way, Chalcedon's ointment is in your journal now.
Cool.
I'm gonna move it to the magic items section.
I'll pinch Kareem again.
Ooh.
I don't think we're dreaming.
Very well. I will leave you to seek your own privacy. To give you time to think on what your next steps are. I must investigate my kitchen, he says. As he goes downstairs or down the ladder.
I jump on him before he goes down. Actually, I don't. I don't do that.
You
Never
don't
mind.
do that? Alright.
No, that's a bad idea. Climbing down doesn't take any check, right?
I mean, it's still.
You didn't
3
do it last
part. You have to like hold.
Yeah, but it's like you're just jumping down.
Well, if you're just jumping down,
Jumping
that's a
down.
different
You're not jumping.
story.
Climbing down.
If you're falling down with style, that's okay. But yeah, otherwise you would have to make a check.
Oh.
It's not as exhausting though. So
Okay.
maybe the check's easier.
All right. Well, I'm going to climb down to the second floor where I can hang out in the garden.
Sure. All right. Is anybody
Just
following
gonna-
him?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Bomber.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
go
you guys just
back
need to
down.
you guys need to make an athletics check. And Zorana, you no longer have the levitate.
I know.
So
Oh,
for
Go back down
you-
to ground level.
Yeah, just for-
Oh no.
I don't think it's been an
Technically,
hour though, so technically you
Oh,
still
it
have
has?
the bull strength.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she would still have bull strength, and I have disadvantage.
Yeah, and so do I, because I'm exhausted.
We're all exhausted.
And I got a 1.
Yeah, so actually, Zorana, you're just even.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got a 1.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Would using a grappling hook and some rope make this a little easier?
Yeah, it would make a ton easier.
All right, I set up grappling hook and I'll.
You gotta
That's a
rappel
good
down or something like that?
Yep.
Sure. Unfortunately, your friends didn't think to do that.
Oh, you're so smart.
So Kareem is gonna like descend like, the 60 feet down to the ground. But actually, let's see how far down you actually got, Kareem.
Hey, we're gonna sleep anyway, right?
before you fall. Oh, so not too bad. You actually only fall 20 feet
Okay.
before you
Only 20
before you lose your grip, and then you land on your butt for 9 damage.
But with style.
But with stuff. Zirana, you're able to climb down fine. Thornbury, you're okay. And then obviously you don't need to make a roll. And Zinfel, you don't need to make a roll either because you're just rappling them. Alright, so that means that all you guys will now be on the floor below. Let me just group you up here so I can move you easier.
I'm gonna go take a shower and then bed down in the medical room with my book and start copying things.
Oh yes, bath.
Alright. Yeah, so I don't need to move you all around the map for this. So you're gonna go take a bath. Zinfel's taking a bath too, I take it?
Yes.
Together.
Group bath.
You guys are taking a group bath? Got it.
Taking it together.
Huge.
It is a pretty big bathtub, so sure. You can do that.
I mean, we're all like girls, you know.
Yeah. It takes you a little while to figure out like where the fuck the water comes from, but you do eventually find what looks like a large decanter. It almost looks like a genie's lamp, except it's really, really big. It's easy, like, you know, maybe 2 feet long.
I make a wish.
But you see on the side is written flow in the word in giant. And then on the other side is written stop. And when you say the word flow, it actually pours water. Just like a decanter of endless water.
Do you remember the Stronghold Builder's Guide and all the shit you could put in it, and room by room, and the costs?
I remember that. That book was great.
I've been thinking about that ever since the garbage disposal. I was like, wait, I know this was a thing once. Yes.
That's awesome.
All right. So what is your plan exactly, guys?
I'll rest here for the night.
Help those two guys downstairs.
Are you taking a closer look at the Stein?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll hand that over to you.
Yeah. So as you're taking a bath, you spend like an hour studying the Stein, identifying it. And here you go.
This is a stein of drinking.
Stein.
Everybody sees it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You can't be petrified.
Oh, well, that would have been good to know.
Had it in the bag of holding.
Wait, what's this shield thing?
Just what it says there.
You destroy the Stein, and you put the rune word either onto a shield or a pair of boots, and that's what it turns into, one or the other.
Huh.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
Wow. That is really cool.
All right, who wants it? This should not stay in the bag. This is nice.
Who wants to meld into stone?
And have
Can't be petrified. Be forced to move.
Oh.
Do you have to be spellcaster uses?
no.
Nope.
All damage dealt by
You
ranged
just
attacks.
trace the rune onto your boots or onto a shield.
Yeah, and if you don't do that, you just use the other effects. It's just like tuning a magic item. You just carry it with you, and it gives you those abilities.
That's correct.
Well, I don't have a shield. Cream,
Sure
you have a
have
shield.
boots.
But you don't need the shield. You have boots.
We all have boots.
Exactly. Anybody could use this.
What does melding into stone do for you?
We're part of the stone.
It's in your SRD.
Yeah, I was just about to look it up.
Yeah, this is pretty good though.
There you go.
Okay. I feel like maybe Zorana. Well, no, you don't use a shield. Never mind. That shield
have
thing could be
boots.
nice for you. But the boots thing could be nice.
Boots is nice. Well, I'm
Come
not
on,
usually
come
that
Somebody
close to
take
combat anyway.
Okay, I'll take it.
there. I already have a rune. I don't want to take it. You should. I'm gonna put it on your shield or your boots.
Just keep in mind you gotta attune to it.
Mhm.
Oh, unless you transfer the magic. Oh, actually, transferring the magic
Yeah.
still does require
It's
attunement.
attuning.
Yeah.
I'll attune, I guess, and then put it on my shield.
Alright, sounds good. There you go. Don't forget it.
Yeah, I'm gonna copy paste it into my character sheet, just so I remember.
Stein.
Yeah, that's
Nine.
good. Resistance to all ranged weapon attacks. That's not bad.
Yeah. Does that include boulders thrown by giants?
I think so. I think
was
so.
just thinking that.
Yeah, it does, actually.
And that's important.
Yeah, that might
Very
come up again.
important.
Yeah.
Definitely will come up again.
You think?
I think it's a distinct possibility. Maybe speared by frost giants.
I think things will be thrown at us, no doubt. Very nice.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want to spend my night down in that Zen garden with the rocks and the rake.
Sure,
Just-
sure. And true to what Chalcedon told you, Karasunsui does take an hour to stack each pile of stones. After doing that for 6 hours, he rakes the sand. And then he spends the next hour dismantling it all and starting new. That's what he does on 3 continuous 8-hour cycles. Wordlessly. And every time he does it, it's like something new.
Wow. I just
After I take my bath, I go in there and hang out with them and watch while I read
Yeah.
and copy.
It's actually really, really peaceful in there. Very, very zen. Alright. What about everybody else?
Just
I'm
make sure
assuming
you
that when
got
you
the
go
link.
back downstairs, you explain what happened upstairs to at least the Harshnag.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we have a way to the portal, or to the place he wants to go, but
To
we're
the
thinking we
oracle.
should do some stuff locally first.
Oh, that's excellent news. Very well. By locally, I assume that you mean that you want to go to Grudhog and take care of this Guh business.
Indeed.
Yes, how far is that again?
Moog just looks and kind of shrugs. Moog don't know. Moog just
It's
walk with feet.
kind of far.
How
It's
many
over
moons?
by
Matt?
Golden Fields. Well, close to Golden Fields, sort
Was it
of.
Golden Fields?
Actually,
Not-
she nods and she says, yes, big walled city filled with farms. It is past that place. Moog, remember?
Well, we can pass by Tribor and check out the fire giant problem, I'm sure.
Can we though?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Yeah.
And Yartar's past Tribor.
Is it in the High Forest?
No. It's on the edge of it.
Oh, okay.
Red Hawk.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Harshnag says, it's up to you. Well, I don't know if I feel very comfortable entering these other cities, though. So if you have other business you need to take care of first, I can wait here.
Yeah, actually, that works. Play nice with Moog.
Well, don't take too long. I don't like the idea of hanging around a hill giant. I kind of stink. Not that I smell too pleasant either.
There's a tub upstairs.
Take a
That's
shower.
great. He says, I think I'll go take a bath.
And have
Bring
Moog
Moog
go
with
with
you.
you.
She's like this disgusted look like, no, hell's no. Luke says, Moog smell fine.
It's not about the smell, Moog. It's about feeling better.
Chalcedon says, come, Moog, I will feed you. I took care of the brown mold that was in my kitchen.
Oh God.
Oh.
Good thing I didn't go in there.
So him and Moog go upstairs as he goes to fix her something to eat. Harshnag goes to take a bath, leaving you guys pretty much by yourselves in the entryway, in the main temple.
Set up camp.
Sure. I assume that you guys were doing that anyway.
Mhm.
The current day, if I recall, is Myrtle the 20th? Let me check the calendar.
Maybe?
Oh, calendar's very out of date, but yes. Current day is Myrtle the 20th, according to my notes. So, how long are you guys waiting here? Because you're really not on any specific timeline.
Just for a night to rest.
Sure.
Yeah.
For as long as it takes me to transcribe the book.
It'll take you about 8 hours.
Yeah, and I also want to do the, use the Stein thing, which takes 8 hours apparently. I was reading it.
Yeah. Just don't keep in mind you gotta spend, time to sleep and stuff like that. So you can spend like the whole day here with like a full 24-hour period, and that should be fine to cover everything that you need to do.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, then I'll
Which
I'll
means
finish.
that when you leave, it'll be Myrtle the 21st.
Cool. I had one more greater healing potion that I was halfway done with, so I'm gonna finish that off.
Do I have enough time to make a smith check?
How long does it make you?
Yeah.
It's an 8 hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then you do have enough time.
Then I'm going to. Does anybody want an upgrade on their weapons?
Can you upgrade my magic weapon? I mean, is that an option?
I'd rather not mess with that.
Yeah, I'd rather not you mess with it too if you're talking in that kind of tone.
Anybody else? Do you have a javelin, maybe?
Yeah, I have a javelin. Why
But to,
not?
to
I
answer
never
Thornbur's
use these
question, the weapon can be modified.
Could I ruin it? That's a question.
No.
Mhm.
No, I can't ruin it.
You would just
Yeah,
lose the
no.
raw material, that's all.
Yes, I can help you with your weapon.
All right.
And I
Be
won't
careful
ruin
with it. I'm kind of nervous that I hand it over.
Let's see. See what kind of things I can cook up.
Just start melting it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Wow, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
That's very good. So it goes from 2d6, right? Greatsword?
Yeah.
Yep, to 2d8. And what's
Oh,
the
I think I'm
Wow.
exhausted too. I forgot about that, but doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Actually, no. After an hour, your exhaustion goes away anyway.
Oh, yeah, right.
So what's the base cost of the greatsword?
I think it's 2d6.
I think it's like 50 or something. The cost,
Oh,
you said?
the cost? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how much raw material you have to actually spend. I'll look it up.
A great sword is 50 gold.
So you would spend 50 gold to be able to do that out of the materials that you have, leaving you with 93.
Okay.
Wow, this looks a little heftier than before.
Yes, I put some chip marks into it, so it has sharp edges, and looks like a shark a little bit. You know the teeth.
Yeah, so instead of like the wavy, the blade was all wavy before, now it's all jagged.
Oh, wow. This will really bite. Thank you.
No problem. That's all I can do for now, I think.
Yep, that's right. Anybody else doing anything?
I don't think so. Not unless he has magical books. Does he have any spell books in here? Probably not.
No, but he's got a bunch of tablets that detail all his dreams.
Alright, I'll read some of those.
They're very weird. Very, very weird.
I'll start reading them.
Read us some bedtime stories, Info.
Oh no, these are nightmarish.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Alright. Okay, so Myrtle 21st finally rolls around. You guys spend another. How you guys doing on rations, on food?
Hmm.
You guys have spent 10 days worth since you left Neverwinter.
Didn't we
Yeah,
get
so
10
we had
days
it in the
worth?
party loot. I think we're probably just run out.
Yeah, we had a week of
Yeah.
ration. Or a 10 days worth of
We
ration.
had 20 rations. So we would have run out before that.
And 1 day worth of rations for one person, too, right?
Yeah, we had 20 rations. We would have run out in 2 days, right? Yeah. No, 4 days. 4 days.
Well, I think you had enough for your party for however many Zinfal's mom gave you, however many days. But that was for your whole party.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had 20 days. So we have 10 rations
10
Left.
days of rations left? Okay.
for the party. Okay. I'll change that. Loot.
Alright. So what's your current plan? Where are you guys going next?
I don't know.
To Tribor, most likely.
Yeah, I feel like that's the next place on the way. You know, something I'm interested in doing sometime soon is going to the High Forest, Zorana. I know that's your... Right, that's where you're from? The High Forest?
Yeah, let's go with that.
The,
Yeah. Is that you, Emmett?
am I wrong?
Still or that. That's exactly what Emmett would say.
Liverless. I just can't stop thinking about Liverless, and he asked us to go meet with someone there who
Well,
knew
we can't.
about giants.
Well,
I feel
obviously,
like
we'll
that.
get there. But we
I
can't just go off and leave Harshnag and Moog over here for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how
that's
long it's
true.
going to take to travel
I
to
don't know.
Tribor, and then maybe Yartar, and then maybe back all the way here.
Yeah, that's true. We got a lot. We got a lot to do before that. But
Yes, you do.
Liverless was so cool. I just want to know. I just want to meet his dude. But yeah, let's go to Tribor next. Let's go to Tribor next for sure. I think that's the obvious next step.
We can head out that way.
Okay. That map that was on the ground that this guy Harshnag pulled out of the boot. Did anybody take another look at it? Aside
I
from the
totally
people
failed that
We
roll.
already tried.
Wait.
Somebody
did
else
we
needs
ever?
to look at it.
I'll look at it. What does it look like?
Look at it.
I'm looking at it. What does it look like to me? Do I have to? roll
It
something?
looks like a lot of nature markings, like mountains and hills and forest and stuff. You don't really see any markings of towns, so it's kind of hard to judge. But the trail that it seems to show on the map stops at where the hand is rising out of the ground. But you can make a roll. It'd be history. You're not from this area, so it's a disadvantage check.
Here we go. Man, not bad.
Why do you always...
I don't know. Hey, I've read a lot. You know, there's a lot of reading I did back in my.
That is
school
true. You did read a lot. You studied maps.
Yeah.
And
for
somehow
combat reasons.
Maybe you saw it in Waterdeep when you arrived from your ship. You know, maybe somehow it came across on a poster or something. But you do think that the big blob in the center represents the High Forest, and the gorge itself is something on the other edge, on the opposite side of the High Forest, the eastern side, in a particular mountain range called the Grey Peak Mountains.
I could be wrong, but I think that's the Grey Peak Mountains.
Because next to it, next to the mountains themselves, is another long, kind of like finger-shaped blob that seems to be a swamp called the Fallen Lands.
There's a swamp called the
So-
Fallen Land.
I'm going to reveal that area of the map. So give me 1 second.
Confirm that, guys. Look at it. Do you see that? Right there?
Well, you know, the High Forest is obvious.
Yes.
It's huge. An idiot would know that.
Who took a look at it beforehand?
So
Means
if you
no.
zoom out,
Oh.
I'm gonna put you on the big map for a second. If you zoom out on that map, and you look to the right of the High Forest, you'll see an area there revealed called the Grey Peak Mountains. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
You'll see a little
Yep.
dot on the south side of it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the area where the gorge is indicated.
The loud water. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's where the Great Peak Mountains are. There's a little
Oh, yeah.
black dot at the bottom.
I see.
Oh man, that's far.
Yes, it is quite far.
Wow.
Wait, so that's where the stone giants came from. To get here.
Why did they want?
Yeah, it's 525 miles as the crow flies from where you guys currently are.
What did they expect to get when they got here?
Mhm.
Is there any notes or anything like on the map or
Yeah,
any other?
if you scroll up, you'll actually see what was written.
Well, I'm not even on the page that you're looking at.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
meant in the chat section. I'll just recopy it.
Oh, okay.
There
Sure.
you go.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically it's telling people to go here.
Oh, I mentioned all those words to
Well, it's in giant. Can't read it.
did anyone tell me?
Yeah, we would have told you. I would have told you.
Zinfel already read it.
Okay, I mentioned those words to the stone guy. What's his name? Kathy?
Chalcedon?
Chalcedon.
Kathy, yeah.
Happy.
Chalcedon. He
Chalcedon.
says, I recognize the phrase. I don't know what this thing is called, the Steinfang. He says,
What does the phrase mean?
well, it's a simple prayer.
A prayer to who?
Atna,
To what god? Oh, right.
the creator
That's
god of the giants.
Right, of course. What happens if you say it?
Say it.
He says, you'll be filled with divine holiness.
Really?
If you say the phrase, you don't feel any different after saying it.
Probably gotta say it in giant.
What if you feel it and you really believe?
It could be possible that the only reason the hand rose up is that those giants outside spoke it, and that caused the hand to rise out of the earth.
Possible.
So he's the smart one.
Well, he's the dead one now. The stone giants outside. That is.
Yeah, he was he wasn't blessed very well, I guess.
Well, we did what we came to do. Got the hand up.
We killed him pretty hard.
You do know that Thane is a very distinctive word because it's not actually a name, it's a title. Anybody that does anybody have like a distinct knowledge of giants? I guess Zarana would, right?
More or less.
Well, she's read books.
Maybe
Maybe Emin would.
Enemy.
Sure, Emin would.
Yeah, wait.
Anybody
yeah,
that
wait.
speaks giant would know this.
Yeah. So not me.
Not you, because you don't speak giant.
Nice.
I speak giant.
What's a thing?
It's like a lord.
Maybe Kyolithica is the stone giant lord. Told
Do you
them to
know-
come over here.
Do you know who Kyolithica is? Kathy?
Chalcedon.
Chalcedon says, no, I've never heard the name. You could ask your frost giant friend, though.
I was about to.
So, upon mentioning Thane Kyolithica to Harshnag, he says, you know, I've never met the stone giant myself, but from what I hear, that Thane is crazier than a bat. He says, I'm not really familiar with that tribe, but I know that they make their home at Deadstone Cleft. Cleft, he says, not Clift. Deadstone Cleft. He says, come to
What?
think of it, it does match that area that you pointed out on the map before that you called the Great Peak Mountains. I've never been to the place myself, but perhaps that's where the stone giants are causing trouble. From what I hear, they're traveling all over the Sword Coast, dismantling civilizations with their bare hands. Anything that the small folk have built, they seek to destroy. And if the rumors are true, this thing, the Steinfang, is some sort of intelligent stalagmite or tite that they worship.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
He says, we might just have to make a stop over there after Grud Hog.
Right.
You can get me a portal.
Man, the to-do list just keeps on growing.
Well, you need longer legs,
You need more portals.
or a way to travel
Amen.
around quicker.
Like a griffin.
We need magic.
Oh yeah, some kind of flying animal would be really cool.
Or maybe like a giant cloud.
I have a
Well,
flying
We
yeah.
did
hat.
that one time.
Wow.
Why don't we do that more often?
Because he went back to the moon shape. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought you meant Zephyros.
No,
Oh,
no,
well,
Eamon
oh,
did that
Zephyros
to us
too.
too. Yeah, Zephyros, now that was cool.
Well, I don't have a giant cloud.
Well, you know. I
Got
guess
a
you get to see
giant
the
elf.
world when you walk. So there's that.
Maybe
It's
we
like
should
you-
get mounts.
I have one.
That's right, Zerana is one step ahead of you there.
Y'all are just slow.
How much are horses?
Whatever the price normally is in the player's handbook, or you can negotiate with a horse
I was
merchant.
talking to my friends.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably like 100 or so. Maybe we could get some at Tribor.
They're very
Should get-
expensive when you fail your mount or riding checks or whatever they are.
Riding checks? What are you talking about, Eamon?
You know, like when you're in combat, your horse rears and you don't know how to ride properly and it throws you off and tramples you, that gets expensive.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh
it
yeah,
does.
that sounds terrible.
Or bone.
That's my armor.
I think I'd get off the horse immediately if I was fighting someone.
You know, they could offer as a secondary food supply if we ever run low too.
All right.
Wow. That's just cold.
Winter is not.
Winter
food.
is standing right there.
Winter just
I look
gives
over
you,
at
like-
Winter.
He just gives you the evil eyes right now. He's just squinting at you. Like, you fucker.
No!
I heard what you
Winter!
said.
Not the evil eye.
He just huffs, snorts, and stamps his feet, and turns his head away from you.
Look what you do.
You get the impression you're dead to him now.
He won't hurt you, Winter.
Well, that's something to keep in mind next time we're around a place where horses are. Perhaps we'll buy a couple.
Yep. All right, so you're not that far from Tribor, maybe about 55 miles or so. You can definitely get there in 2 days of travel, assuming that nothing stupid happens along the way. I think this is
No
a good time to
guarantees.
stop before we start next session with the travel to Tribor. If everybody's
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
And if plans change, you just let me know, and then I'll just plan for other things. Like if you end up deciding you want to go to the Isle of Allfather instead, or do something else, that's fine too.
We'll let you know a minute before the session starts.
Sure. I'm prepared either way, so.
Oh, by the way, we're going to Daggerford to fight the snail.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Actually, we're taking a boat to cross the ocean into the other continent. Actually, we're leaving.
Let's see here. Let me just.
Well, that was fun meeting all those giants.
That's cool. Let me give you guys each a inspiration token as well. For all the role playing you guys have done in the past few sessions.
Nice, thank you.
All right. So thank you guys for playing. I hope you had fun. I know today's session was like a little slow, investigating the temple and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Well, we
Too
had
bad
a
there
lot
was-
of info to learn.
Too bad there was no mold creatures for us to fight.
We didn't go exploring on our own. I'm sure there's other things.
Is the brown mold the one that drains heat?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that would have been a shit show.
Touch that.
What is going on? All right, I'll have to figure out how to do this. But any questions? Anything else?
No, thanks for running, man. That was awesome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody's good
Yeah,
with
thanks, Joe.
playing in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yarp.
All right, so we'll be playing on the 8th then. All right, cool.
With another game in between.
Yep. We got our first game.
Oh, that's right. Is that starting up
Next week.
next Thursday? No, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday we got our first game.
Next week.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice. Good luck, guys.
Very nice.
Yeah, thanks. Very excited.
Who are your? How many other players you got?
Right now we have 4 other
Four.
players besides
Us
Susan
too.
and Ryan.
What are you guys playing? What is everybody playing?
A Null Barbarian.
Tiefling sorcerer.
Nice.
Yeah, we Ryan and I like homebrewed a null class or race,
Yeah.
so that was fun.
Oh, you didn't take
And then
the
we
one
have-
from Volos? I thought they released it in Volos.
They didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought they
there
had
was
one
one.
there too, but there
I
wasn't.
swear I saw it.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
none.
Not
There's
tripping.
none in Volos. They have like all those other creatures, but not. They have like orc and goblin and bugbear but they don't have null. But I think
Swear I
the one
saw
we
it.
made was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty. Got
I
some cool.
I think what we have
abilities.
is fine.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What about everybody else in the party?
We have a ranger, a rogue / bard thing. I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, that was.
He looks
another
cool,
kinda
though.
Homebrew
Rogue
class,
Bard,
but,
Warlock.
Oh, you have a warlock.
Warlock and
Paladin?
a paladin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paladin.
paladin.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was kind of expecting that we might lose a player or two though, as well.
Yeah, probably.
That happened.
Which is why I was like, and everybody I interviewed and everybody was really cool, so I just took everyone, all 4 people, and then you 2.
Yeah.
You got a
And,
lot of applications. I saw.
Yeah.
It must
Yeah,
have been tough to
I know.
pick.
Yeah, it was, but I just kind of chose. It was kind of random, but I then did an interview like you did with me, and I think that was a good call to like actually talk to people about how they like to play D&D rather than just going blind.
Are you doing a session 0 as well to get everybody like integrated?
No,
I
I'm
think we're
not.
kind
I
of just
thought
doing
about
that
it.
in the forum, more or less.
Yeah. I've kind of
Yeah.
like been chatting with people, which
We've all just been
So,
kind
like,
of chatting
I'm on
each
the-
other.
yeah, like I'm on the same page with everyone, but they haven't really chatted at all. So
Yeah, we don't really know each other.
Good
So that